say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And good evening, race fans. Welcome to Atlanta Motor Speedway here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight we have a bunch of action coming to you live from the Blazing Pedals, TRJKarting.com, K&N Series. My name is Chris. With me as always, my good friend Rick. Rick, how are you tonight, bud?
Hey, buddy. Happy Sunday. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Again, we are at Atlanta Motor Speedway. A couple things to talk about real quick. Some track facts. Let's see. It's been operational since 1960. It's actually located in Hampton, Georgia. It's about 20 miles south of Atlanta. And we got to get this thing going, Rick. But I want to talk real quick about Fox Sports 1 today. They did a heck of a job for their first time broadcasting. I guess I'll give them a clap. First time broadcasting for those guys over there. It looked good. The race, it was all right. Looking to do a little bit better here tonight. We got 36 drivers out there right now, Rick, and I know that you have already talked to our good friend Terry Foster, so why don't we get him up here and see if we can't scare him up just a little bit. Terry Foster, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Did I scare you today?
Nope, I'm good to go.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Terry, who do you got for us for the walk?
If you would grab Brian McRae.
Big Daddy in the 35, Brian McRae. Terry, he is with us. Go ahead.
Hey,
You guys got a copy?
you got a copy on me?
Yeah, you guys got a copy?
Yeah, we got you, Brian. Hey, bud, the only reason I'm bringing you in, we're at the fifth, or what is our sixth race? Yeah, this is our sixth race.
Well, I thought you wanted.
Oh, no. I'm good. Oh, sorry, people just walked in my room. This is our sixth race. Brian, you know, we've had some, for better lack of words, shit shows pretty much for the season here. So, Brian, I'm going to give you some numbers right now. Out of 5 races, we've had 51 cautions for 205 laps, bud. That's almost a caution every 4 laps for 779 laps of what we ran. In a nutshell, where do you think this problem is coming from?
It's a really good question, and I've actually asked a lot of the drivers, a lot of the other admins, what they thought, and I was basically looking for kind of problem drivers. Do we have a lot of recurring themes? Do we have drivers I need to talk to? And really, the consensus is that's not the case. And so what I think is happening is we, number one, have more drivers, so it's a bigger league. The drivers are much better quality across the board, and by that I mean much closer in talent. For example, if you look at the practice speeds here at Atlanta, I think the top whatever within around the same 10th, and that means you got a bunch of guys who are fast, who are now bunched up in the same group, and it's also a bunch of guys who this is their first time racing together. Because I think half the names on the track are guys that I don't know. So some of that you learn, but I think a lot of that's just a function of unfamiliarity. But more than anything else, I think it's just a lack of give. We talk about give and take a lot on the racetrack. We talk about what it means to let the guy have it when he's got the spot on you. To let the guy open up a hole if he's trying to get down, so you can maybe both keep your momentum. It's things like that that let everybody in the top 20 stay fast and stay in their line, kind of stay in their race. And we just need to be able to do that for, 5 laps or so. And then the field will naturally thin out, kind of like it's doing here in the practice session. So I think more than anything else, what we can do as drivers, what every driver can do in this league right now, is just to exercise a little more patience. And especially early in the race, early in the run, exercise give first and takes later.
Okay. Again, you are, maybe some people don't know this, you are the competition director for the Blazing Pedals League here. And I know last season we brought you in, Mark made you that last season or whatever it was. And you had to do some pretty terrible stuff. I know you didn't want to do it. You had to pull the hammer and drop it on some heads and basically remove them from our league. I don't want any names or anything like that. Are we seeing that in this season or not?
Not at all. No, and that's a really good question. And that's something I do want to make very clear to the viewers and to the racers in this league and to the admins. I've seen none of that. And I think that was, I think the biggest difference, and I think what we're looking for here is the behavior in chat, is the behavior on the radio, is the behavior toxic? Are we wrecking the cars on purpose in practice? Are we basically just making light of the whole thing? And I've seen none of that. Our drivers, I think, were very well vetted when they came here, and across the board, again, I think this is one of the things that's contributing to the problems we're having on track is we've got really good drivers, and I think we all practice, we're all fast, like everybody. I get the sense that we all care about where we finish, and so I'm absolutely not seeing any of that toxicity, which I'm very thankful about.
Yeah, me too. And just real quick, you being an admin driver, me being an admin driver, and we got Dalton out there also as an admin driver. As what we are, the admin of the league and as a driver, is there something that we can do while on track, or basically on track? Is there something
Absolutely.
we can do?
No,
I mean, I'm all ears, man. If you need my help and hey, Terry, do this,
Right.
I'm all for it.
Well, I think, Mark and I had this conversation this morning about this
Excuse
racer's
me.
ego, this racer's ego thing. And I think every single, like, nobody wants to parade around under caution. Like, I don't think nobody wants to be wrecking, and nobody wants that. But I think what happens is that we're all racers, we're all competitive, we all want to do well. And when you start working up into the, top 15, things start getting really competitive. And even though we're thinking, that if I'm running behind you, or you're running behind me, and you're faster than me, or I'm faster than you, and early in the race, if we were running for 20th, I probably would have just let you by. But if we're running 14th and it's the last stage of the race, I'm gonna work you a little bit. And I think it's knowing when to let that go, to basically let the guy have it, versus when to fight. And I think we're still learning that. I think the other thing that we're learning that we can model, Terry, is there's a thing about familiarity. And I think this is another thing that we're seeing, is because we have about half of the drivers that are here for the first time, is that once we start to gel as a league, you start to recognize guys, and you start to learn their styles of racing. You learn who gives, who takes, you learn who runs a low line, who runs a high, who's fast, who's not, etc. And we're just not there yet. So we're not to that place. But I think the thing that we can do, Terry, is that we can be where we're expected to be. And what I mean by that is to keep our own driving clean. When we're entering and exiting pit road, even in practice, like especially in pre-race practice, to model true professional racing. And when we're out there practicing, to be the guy that gives, to always be the guy that gives. Because we're all out there fast, we're all out there going to be quickly. So I think that's the thing, is just to model the behavior that we're looking for, more than anything else.
Okay. Well, Bud, I know we got to be qualifying here direct shortly, so I'll let you get back to it, and I'll let Chris and Rick sit on their butts and do what they like to do best out there. Chris, Rick, he's all yours, or you got something for him?
Well, just a couple of quick things real quick, Brian, before you go back down. Of course, you are, well, we call you Big Daddy. You know that. Big Daddy, you got some different paints on the cars, and we've talked very briefly about that transformation of the team. Once you fill everybody in your words, what's going on?
Yeah. So, man, it's a classic racing story. Dr. Squatch they've been a great partner for us since the very beginning. The challenge that we have with Dr. Squatch is they're a big company, and we're tiny, like relatively speaking. And it was just really hard to crack the relationship barrier with them, and through no fault of anybody. That's just one of those things. And it got to the point where it wasn't financially worth their interest to invest a whole bunch of money in this league. And the amount of work I was doing, the amount of money I was spending to build the campaigns myself, it wasn't adding up. So I was actually spending more money than I was bringing in for a sponsor. So it was a good relationship both ways, but it just wound up being not really feasible for either one of us. So I had to take a really hard look at what I needed from a sponsor, and it's a little bit different than what I thought. Really, what I need from a sponsor is I need a strong relationship. I need a strong personal relationship with someone that I trust, who I can put their logo on the car. And in this case, with Top Flight Computers, Top Flight's been one of our sponsors ever since the very beginning. I know Chris Touchberry personally. I know his business really well, and I'm invested in his success. And so that made a lot of sense because of the strength of that relationship to put that brand on the car. And so it's a different type of sponsorship, and I think that's one of the things you'll see going forward from my race team and from the league in general, is just changing the types of relationships that we're looking for from businesses and companies that want to invest in Cesar and invest in Top Flight and in sim racing in general.
All right, bud. Well, couldn't have said it any better myself. Make sure you guys check out Top Flight Computers right there on Facebook, and tell Chris that Brian, Chris, and Rick sent you on over there. Brian and Terry, good luck to you guys. You got about a minute worth of practice before you go to that open qualifying.
Okay, I got one more thing. I have to do this. I have to.
Okay.
Hey, Logan, if you're listening, Papa loves you. Watch the race, have fun. And I got to do a plug to SavageEdge.com for all your T-shirts and all that good stuff. That's Corey Sherman's website. So hit him up. You guys want some TNA stuff or whatever? I mean, he'll take care of you. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to go turn some laps.
All right, guys. Good luck to you both.
All right, buddy. Thanks, guys.
That's the driver of the number 35, Brian McRae, the driver of the 86, Terry Foster, stopping in. Terry Foster doing what he does best, taking a walk down pit road. and gathering up Brian McRae here tonight, getting ready to go to qualifying here in about 10 seconds. And it is an open qualifying session here for the Blazing Pedals. It's going to be a good time here tonight. Thank you for tuning in to the Turn 3 Racing Network. It should be a lot of fun here tonight as we tackle Hotlanta one more time, Rick.
Oh man, I've been looking forward to this race. It's going to be a good time.
I think it will be. I mean, I'm pretty much getting ready to go here. I know the guys are getting ready to go. And look at that. Just like that, man. You know, we're hitting in that qualifying 10-minute round of qualifying, open qualifying, which I think is really awesome. I'm glad these guys decided to do that this year. Dalton Kilroe getting out on track first. Again, I wanted to mention the race this afternoon. If you guys didn't check it out, it is already on Facebook. Fox Sports 1 bringing you the Pro Invitational or whatever the heck they're calling it nowadays. But it was a good time. It was cool to see a couple of drivers out there. Of course, Dale Earnhardt Jr. finishing in second spot. That was pretty cool to see. He led some laps. First time, what did they say, Junior, during that? Since 2011?
I think it was like 2017 11 or 14. I think it was 14 at Texas.
Yeah, this is going to be good. I'm hoping that as the weeks go on and they get some practice, more practice time in, they do even better. And man, it was a lot of fun to watch. Skittles, how you doing out there? Good to see you out there. Thank you for stopping on by. Ty Morosco, the first gentleman to put a lap down. 46.348. Brian touched on something during that interview with Terry, Rick. Top 9 drivers, all within 1/1000th of a second. Oh, excuse me, 1/10 of a second. 1/10 of a second. Top 9 drivers during practice. So, yeah, these guys getting very, very quick, and the competition is very close this year.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he also touched on, a thing that happens to all leagues. You get new drivers in there, and it's always tough to kind of race around those people that you're not quite comfortable and used to racing around. So, as the race season goes on, Chris, I think the racing is just going to get better and better. I know last week they had what they didn't like, and there was a couple of cautions and stuff like that. But hopefully the drivers can move on for that and just go forward with it.
Yeah, I think that's
not by having it.
Yeah, we're going to see that, Rick. We're going to see them kind of perk back up. Everybody kind of gets down on themselves when they have a bad race. And there's not much you can do about that other than come back the next week, try again. And so far, right now, Adrian Pedro with the hot shoe, 36.38 as his fast qualifying time in the number 78. Dalton Kilroe tuned up that Turn 3 Racing Network engine in the Daddy O's number 41 here tonight. Guys,
I'm looking forward.
Oh, I was just going to quickly mention, guys, if you haven't yet, there are still some Turn 3 Racing Network shirts out there. Remember why we're putting them on sale. We're trying to update our camera packs. And those t-shirt sales are directly responsible for the money. In order to do that, it does take time and money. We definitely need them. Some of our cameras are getting a little bit on the old side, Rick.
On the outdated side, you're absolutely right. Now, one thing, talking about an update, I'm going to be interested to see how Dalton Kilroe does the next couple of weeks, Chris, when he switches over to VR.
Yeah. The initial shock is going to be something else for him. So Jamie Walker now with the top time of 36.16. Knocks Pedro down in the second spot. Kilroe in the third. Don Perkins in the 33 fourth spot. And Marquis Smith, don't know why his name's not showing up, but Marquis in the 21 in fifth spot. I was looking earlier, Rick, and I think this may be the biggest field, if everybody starts, maybe the biggest field of the season so far. Some 36 drivers, 37, something like that, getting set to do battle here tonight.
38 showing right now if everybody takes a lap.
Unbelievable.
That's huge.
Of course, all of this brought to you by TRJKarting.com. TRJKarting.com is your number one online source for karting components, engines, and safety gear. They have a huge selection for the novice to the professional and a dedicated section for sim racers. No matter how you do it, your desire and passion to go fast fuels them. Their focus is to put their customers into victory lane no matter. Make sure to check them out on trjkarting.com. Give them a like on Facebook too. Make sure you say Rick and Chris sent you. Easy for you to say, Rick.
Exactly. Hey, you know, it's tough when you're just reading something there, but thank you, Tim, for sending that over to us. And that's going to be a huge story here for tonight, Chris. Usually Ian is out there on track at home with his dad live spotting for him, but now Ian is in Florida on a single monitor, and that's going to get way interesting to see how that works out tonight. I do not see them in the live spotting trjkarting.com channel, so it'll be interesting to see how the 16 does tonight here at Atlanta.
Yeah, so far Ian has a 28th starting spot, and yeah, it's going to be really tough going from 3 monitors to 1. A sim rig that he's not used to, on a computer that he's not used to. All of these things may sound like excuses, but and they may be, but they're really good excuses, Rick.
Yeah, they really are. Whenever you try to race on like a new piece of equipment or something that you're not used to, it really throws a hamper into your muscle memory and all that good stuff. I want to give a shout out to D&D Plumbing Service. He says, good luck, everyone. Way too many people, you know, it could work out and it could be terrible. We'll find out. It won't be terrible. There's a lot of room. I mean, like Brian was saying, Chris, a lot of new names out there. And honestly, it's great to see. I love it when leagues grow.
Yeah, I do too. As we're watching the 46, gets a little bit loose, able to save it and keep going. And we are still going here. We got about 3 minutes, 40 seconds left of this open qualifying. Jamie Walker, the top dog right now, 36.11. 36.11 for Jamie Walker in the 88. His qualifying effort looking good. Ooh, the 92 hits the wall. That's Blake Decker. He goes for a ride. I still say I had a really good time watching that race today. I thought Fox did a pretty good job. The production value was excellent. And if anybody hasn't seen it yet, make sure to check them out. It is posted to Facebook already. I saw that as I was getting ready for the race. Or not Facebook, YouTube. My goodness.
YouTube. Yep. No, you know, it's huge for everybody who dedicates so much time, you know, on iRacing to actually see it now on the big screen, held by a big carrier. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, some of the drivers maybe didn't take it quite as seriously as they really wanted to, and I think, like you said, as the weeks go on, Chris, and we're dealing with the, you know, not having live racing, I think it's going to get better and better each week.
Terry Labonte out there today doing a great job. It was so good to see Terry out there.
Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, him too. What did I say, Terry? Oh yeah,
You did.
Mike's favorites out there. It's because I was reading Mike saying, "Come on, Terry." Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Bobby Labonte. Man, oh man.
It was actually kind of surprising that, you know, he actually subbed for Martin Truex Jr. because back in the day, Martin Truex Jr. was huge in the sim racing, and I know he still does it a little bit, but it was really cool to have a legend out there on track, Chris. And, you know, he actually did, I feel, quite well for not having touched iRacing before. It was really interesting to see old Bobby Labonte out there.
You say he hasn't touched it before, but what they were saying during the broadcast is he ran some 800 laps this week to get ready for today's race.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Once a competitor, always a competitor. One of the best.
And I have a feeling there's some guys that are probably trying to use their little pulling strings to get some better equipment. I think they got some guys hooked. I really do.
I hope so, and I hope a lot of people that tuned in today take away from it what it really was. It was kind of an exhibition showing off some of the technology that's available here on iRacing. Certainly these guys here at the Blazing Pedals getting ready to do just that as the 88 pulls it in with about a minute left of qualifying. Adrian Pedra looking excellent here during this qualifying run. Atlanta looking good on his 78. Marquis Smith in third spot, and his number 21, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin in fourth, and Dalton Kilroy rounding out the top 5. Like last week, Jamie Walker, who is looking to be the pole sitter here today, absolutely dominating the race. won both stages and eventually the race as well. And man, that Head 88 team just couldn't do any wrong last week. He was all over the wheel and looked strong. And Rick has actually stepped away for a moment. He is dealing with his quote unquote damn cat, who I know has jumped on his desk earlier. So yeah, all kinds of things. As we got 5 seconds left, and we're going to get ready to go to the grid. And I don't know why it does that. It goes to 0 and then it kicks up another 40 seconds worth, but for all intents and purposes, qualifying is over. And Jamie Walker looking to be the man. I want to thank everybody for stopping on out here on a Sunday night. You're watching the Blazing Pedals right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It's brought to you by trjkarting.com. Make sure to check out trjkarting.com and tell Tim, Chris, and Rick sent you. He's a good dude. Not in chat, so I'll just say he's a good dude.
He's a good dude.
His driver didn't do so good today. Nonetheless, Rick, we're going to get ready to get that grid up here at Atlanta. On the pole for tonight's event, the 88 of Jamie Walker, and to his outside, the 78 of Adrian Pedra. Starting in third spot, it's going to be the 21 of Marquis Smith. To his outside, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. In the 41, starting on the inside of row number 3, it's going to be Dalton Kilrow. To his outside, Blake Decker in the 92. Starting on the inside of row number 4, in his number 33, it's going to be John Perkins. To his outside, in the 5 car, it's going to be Hank Caston. Starting inside row number 5, it's going to be the number 1 car of Ty Morosco. To his outside, the 17 of Brian Dees. Inside row number 6, it's the 44 of Aaron Bockover. And to his outside, Big Daddy Brian McRae in the 35. Starting inside row number 7, it's going to be the 6 of Derek Paulson. To his outside, the 3 of Corey the Shermanator Sherman. Row number 8. To the inside, it's going to be the 76 of Rick Thompson. To the outside, Hayden Wheeler. And Rick. Inside, row number 9, it's Brad Collins. And to his outside, the 81 of Trenton Sneed.
Row 10 is going to have Jacob Hope in his number 2 on the inside. Nick Okie in the 9 on the outside. Row number 11, Patrick Abrahamson in the number 11. Next to him, James Hatcher in the 45. Row 12 is going to consist of the 86 of Terry Foster and Travis McChesney in the 85. Row 13 on the inside, the 71 of Andrew Beach. On his outside, Casey Campbell in the 73. David Bennett qualified the 13 on the outside of row number 4. Inside of row 14, outside is going to be Anthony Mahone in the 67. Brad Thompson qualified in row 15 in his number 46. Next to him, the 16 of Ian Habiuk. Row 16 is going to consist of the 28 of James Mullins and the 97 of Jeff Hartline. Ryan Wash qualified the 68 in row number 17. Next to him, the 24 of Corey Blevins. Jeff Price and Brandon Dennis going to be rounding out row 18. 19, Noah Van Hoot in the 01, Corey Rutherford in the 55. Row number 20, the 7 of Chris Williams and Deshaun Gorham, number 40.
Deshaun Gorham going to pick up the last spot here as we get ready to go to the green flag. Pace car lights are off. Jamie Walker, your race leader, the pole sitter here tonight. As we get ready to go racing, stage racing here tonight. First stage will end on lap number 51. Check the top left-hand side. That'll give you the information all night long as we get ready to go green. Jamie Walker wasting no time. He hit that loud pedal quickly, Rick, and we are diving into turn 1.
Yeah, Walker wants to get a good start here, Chris. The season's only 2-time winner so far, and now he's going for number 3.
Marquis Smith picks up second spot. Pedro back to third. Top about 10 spots or so are single file, and it's getting deeper in the field than that. We have to go back to the 6 car of Derek Polson. He's the first one going 2x2. He gets by the 44 of Aaron Bockover. Here comes the 76 of Rick Thompson. Thompson trying to get into the inside of Bockover. Bockover holding on to the outside, can't quite do it. The 24 slow on the apron, and Bockover finally gets in the line. We are single file all the way back to position number. We'll go here to position number 17, Jacob Hopi, who was just getting passed by Corey Sherman. That was for 16th spot. Sherman takes it over. The 2 car of Jacob Hopi, single file, and now goes back down below, trying to get underneath. Sherman can't quite do it. Behind them, it's 2x2. The 81 of Trenton Sneed trying to get to the inside of the 22 of Collins. Can't quite do it. Collins shuts the door. So most of this field has gone to single file racing so far. Terry Foster sitting in 24th position. We go back up to the race leader, the 88. That's Jamie Walker. Walker has led every lap so far, all 3 of them. Two by two, looking at a battle for 6th spot. For 5th spot. Blake Decker has it. The Butcher was trying to take it away. Decker goes around, takes it over. The Butcher can't fight him with it right now. The 5 of Hank Caston looking very racy tonight, going down to the inside of the 10 car. Hank Caston looking strong in the early process of this race. 2x2 racing a little further up. Jamie Walker has lost the lead. Marquis Smith going to be your new race leader, and Jamie Walker all the way back to 4th position.
That's kind of interesting, Chris. I was trying to go through the field and also dealing with a couple of issues here in the Hammond Hotel that I just got taken care of. I now have a cat on my lap.
That's an issue.
Yeah. Kept digging at the door and the girls were worried about it. I don't know.
Well, Marquis Smith, your race leader, is credited with 1 lap led here so far. Marquis looking good and racy here tonight in his number 21. Adrian Pedra solid in 2nd spot, the 78 holding strong. Dalton Kilroe picks up 3rd. And I'm not sure what happened to the 88 who led the first 4 laps here and now finds himself in 4th spot, Rick.
You know, I'm wondering if maybe Walker's trying to think about it a little bit, Chris. Long race here, 195 laps here tonight. So plenty of racing to go. Why burn up your equipment? He can hang out there. He's going to stick to the back bumper there, Dalton Kilroe, and just do his thing. Or maybe he has a cat in his lap now, too. It's anybody's guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's one of the downfalls here of sim racing. You never know what's going to happen. And yeah, cats do happen, I guess. Every once in a while, I'll get one of those. Do want to thank everybody once again for tuning in to the Turn 3 Racing Network here on a Sunday night. You're watching the Blazing Pedals, brought to you by trjkarting.com. Make sure to check out trjkarting.com. Tell Tim that Chris and Rick sent you. He'd love to hear it. They have some great shirts, great everything over there. Lots of apparel. If you're not looking to get into karting, they have apparel. If you're a sim racer, they have a dedicated section there for sim racers. I believe they have some shoes and some footwear and some gloves and well, stickers, hats,
shoes. I mean, I got it all. Posters. You get some pretty cool posters.
Grotto, Adrian sitting in 2nd spot right now, but he's challenged for the lead as Adrian Pedra goes down to the inside. It's a battle for the lead. Pedra in the 78 takes it over from Marquis Smith. Rick, that inside pass looked very, very easy for Adrian Pedra.
Very easy. I mean, he worked it just right, and just right, like you said, right on the inside there of the 21. And now that nice clean air on that 78 looking really good.
Clean air, definitely a benefit here at Atlanta, and we haven't even started talking about the temperature here. Right now, Rick, track temperature, 102 degrees. She's warm.
Well, that's why we call it Hotlanta, Chris. During practice and qualifying, is only around like 82 or 88, I believe, is the highest that it got there. So now that the sun's hitting the track, these cars starting to go around a lot more. It's starting to warm up quite good, and I think we're going to see some slipping and sliding here tonight.
40 drivers started tonight. 39 drivers still racing. Corey Blevins in 39th spot, showing one lap down in his 24. We saw him slow on the apron earlier on in the race, and as a result, he is one lap down right now. All 38 other drivers are on the lead lap, battling it out here on this 1.5-mile track, and it's been a good one so far. Again, in the booth, along with me is Rick Hammond Jr. My name is Chris, and we want to thank you once again for coming on out here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. We really couldn't do this without you guys showing up, so we appreciate that. And Rick, since Adrian is in the lead right now, I think it's about time for me to see the light.
Oh boy, I got bottles. I can't make no cool sounds tonight. I got all upscale redneck.
iRacing doing a fantastic job during this time in our world where we have that pandemic, Rick. This is proof right here that you don't have to be standing right next to somebody to be social. This is about as social as it gets.
And I've been doing some modifications to my Glass Air RC plane. Pretty soon I'm going to be able to have a beer with you, I think.
Perfect.
Fly it right over, drop it by parachute.
This is a time to use the technology that we have as a people. My wife was showing me the way earlier today. She was playing cards with some friends of hers that live down in Baltimore and other points of the country. Playing cards right online through Facebook. It was pretty cool to see.
You know, and it's crazy that we have to deal with this stuff, but you know, like we said earlier, I mean, iRacing and Fox Sports did a really good job bringing us some racing here on a Sunday. I mean, you and I were lucky because no matter if there's racing or not, Chris, we're doing something on Sunday, especially with the Blazing Pedals guys. So, you know, we're lucky because we get that race every Sunday. Unless NASCAR is not running, then obviously we're going to be off here, but we're in their normal schedule. But it is really cool just to see all the different things that are going on and how people are adapting, doing a good job.
Ooh, we got some contact on the wall. One of those cars hit it pretty decently. And that put some debris out on the track. But everybody still up to speed. And your race leader, Adrian Peter, started second here tonight. And currently in first place. Marquis Smith right behind him. Started in third, moved up to second. Dalton Kilroe started fifth, now sitting in third spot. Jamie Walker started on the pole, led the first 4 laps, Rick, and then fell back to fourth spot. But whatever the problem was for the 88, it seems to be corrected. Or maybe he's just starting to like the feel of that car as he goes around Dalton Kilroe for third spot, and the 88 starting to move.
Yeah, that puts Dalton Kilroe down into fourth place, Chris. And there's a huge gap to fifth place, and that's Taylor the Butcher Benjamin bringing up that second group of cars right now. Everyone's kind of just doing nose to tail, trying to find out, pick off spots when they can. But right now, teammates, Top Flight Computer Racing, is taking over fifth and sixth place.
And Derek
in sixth is Derek Paulson.
Derek Paulson behind him, Rick, got a little bit loose coming out of turn number 2. So
and I like Ty Morosco's paint scheme this week.
Yeah, that's it's colorful.
It is very colorful. Doing a little Dairy Queen, but actually it's not Dairy Queen, it's disqualified. Boy, Ty Morosco not having the season so far that he really wants, Chris, but right now sitting in 7th position, looking pretty good. Now he started here in 9th tonight, so he has gained a couple of positions. Right behind him, Hank Caston doing a good job. Rick Thompson in the 76 and rounding out that top 10. Big Daddy McRae in the 35. Blake Decker right on his bumper. And then there's a little gap to the next group, which has started with TNA Motorsports driver, Aaron Bach over in that beautiful 44. But right now, John Perkins trying to get around the outside of that 44. The 44 kind of by himself there right now. Now he's starting to get some help, so this is going to get interesting.
Hayden Wheeler in the 4 car down low as Backover able to make that inside work against the 33 of John Perkins, and Backover takes over that 12th spot. Up front, we've got movement again because the 88 has worked his way back up towards the front of the field. In fact, is leading the field now once again as Adrian Pedra is starting to get a little loose, and that car going away on him rather quickly. Marquis Smith, 2nd spot. Adrian Pedra all the way back to 4th. And in between the two, the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Caution on the track. And I'm trying to find it. Oh, the 33. Heavy damage to the left front. That tire just about coming off. We're going to go back and see if we can't figure out what happened. John Perkins in the 33 to the inside. Got Brian Deese. May have made contact. Oh, and the 9 comes in and just crushes him. The 86 may have gotten a little piece of it as there's some heavy blinking going on behind them, but the 33 in trouble, goes down pit road as we fall under caution number 1. Pit stops are going to happen. We're going to tune in and see if the admins can get this straightened out.
Who was that? That was a Speed Mafia guy too.
Hitting his left. 22 pitting.
33 didn't call it out.
Yes, he did. Caught it on the backstretch. Caught it before the other 2 did.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's still Deeze's fault.
Yeah, but I mean, he caught it.
I didn't hear the 33 call it. Yeah, he was just real quiet. He did. Okay.
Hitting.
Turn 3.
All right. Well, that's on Deeze then.
Yeah.
Let me call it here. All right, guys. That one was between the 17 and the 33. 17 gets into the right rear of him, sending him around. It's going to be on the 17. EOL first strike.
And there you go, Brian Dees in the 17 being called out on that one as we are under caution number 1 here on lap number 23. We're going to step away for just a quick moment, Rick, and try and get in a little bit of that there commercial time. Back live, getting ready to go back under the green flag. Pace car lights are off. Your race leader, Jamie Walker, Adrian Pedra, Marquis Smith, and fourth place comer, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Dalton Kilrow going to start in fifth, Derek Polson in sixth. So the field changing up a little bit after that last caution. I want to go ahead and thank everybody for coming on out here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the Blazing Pedals TRJKarting.com series. It's the K&N car here from Atlanta as they go into turn number 3. Pace car getting ready to come on down pit road and get these guys fired up. It's going to be interesting, Rick, to see what Jamie Walker does on this first restart of the race.
Now, we know we like to call him Mr. Restart, so I think it's going to be okay there as the pace car goes off, Chris. And now the 88 hitting that go pedal. But look at Adrian Pedra work that outside lane right now, really putting some pressure on the 88 on that outside lane.
So, Rick, one of the things that I was looking at during the broadcast today, they did their, what do they call it? They did their crank it up thing, and it was okay, you know.
Just okay.
It was okay. It was nothing like, you know, maybe if we were to go ahead and, I don't know, Rick, you want to turn it up?
Yeah.
And that is how we roll here on a Sunday night, turning it up loud. I hope you all enjoyed that. We'll try and get back to that a little bit later. Came out of it because Jamie Walker's still your race leader. I thought I saw a car, Rick, maybe the 3.
Yeah, it was the Shermanator in the 3, Chris, into the wall.
That's what I thought I saw. Still under the green flag, though. Jamie Walker, your race leader. Adrian Pedra sitting in 2nd spot. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin sitting in 3rd. Dalton Kilroy, Derek Paulson rounding out the top 5. Then it's Marquis Smith in the 21. And oh, the 21 goes around. Big Daddy in the 1 and the 44 all get involved. Oh, big one here at Atlanta. And we're going to go back and take a peek at that one live again. Oh, the 14, excuse me, hood up trying to get around this track. Oh boy, lots of damage. 14, Jeff Price. We'll go back. 21 gets up in front of the 76. The 76 into the back bumper. And then all hell continues to go on because you got some blinkers and oh boy. And we saw
cars tangled up.
Yeah, we saw Jeff Price going. Let's see what his view looked like as his hood popped up on him. We'll go back one more time. As Price maybe nowhere to go. You see him kind of, oh, the 92 was blinking in front of him. That's where the contact came from. Tough night for Jeff Price in the 14 as the hood goes up. And there's what you can see with the hood up. Not a lot. On board now with Jamie Walker. Are we going to go back and listen in and see what the guys over in race control have to say about that one? 92 was blinking in front of him. That's where the contact came from. Tough night for Jeff Price in the 14 as the hood goes up. And there's what you can see with the hood up. Not a lot. On board now with... Oh, that was the wrong one, guys. I apologize.
Marquise comes down because Marquise is coming down to run his line.
It looks like he was afraid that, and then again, it's Rick's fault all the way, but I mean, it looks like he was afraid Rick was going to get to his inside and just cuts down hard to block that, and that's going to cause problems every time, man. That's the ego stuff. Just got to let that stuff go and
Try the outside.
let him go at that point in the race.
Yeah.
Lap 35, you got to let him go there.
All right. Well, so what's Rick's number? 76, right?
Yeah.
All right, so 76 and 21. All right, guys, that one was between the 76 and the 21 going into the corner. The 76 gets into the back of the 21, spinning him around. That's going to be on the 76. That's EOL first strike.
So they're calling it on the 76, Rick, to get that one started.
And that's a tough one to call. I mean, when I was looking at it from a couple different angles there, I mean, the 21 he came down, tried to take away the real estate, and quite unfortunately for Marquis Smith, didn't work out for him here tonight.
So Rick Thompson gonna surrender 6th spot right now. Drop all the way back to the end of the field. He does have some damage to that left front. And some to the right front for that matter. As the 76 works his way to the back of the field from 6th spot. That's going to hurt his chances of winning here tonight at Atlanta.
Ooh, Adrian Pedra having some blinking issues here.
Jamie Walker down on the apron like he's going to come down pit road. And he does. We're going to go side by side to show a commercial. We'll be right back. Bringing it back live as we get ready to go. Back to the green flag. Aerial coverage provided by trjkarting.com. As we go back to the green flag, Jamie Walker, your race leader, Adrian Pedra, starting to get some blinking concerns going on here out of the 78 machine, Rick, as the 78 goes down the inside.
And he's going to clear Jamie Walker there on the inside, Chris. He's got the 41, Dalton Kilrow, right behind him, giving him a little push and helping him out a little bit. And now, though, Jamie Walker is just hanging on for all that he's got right now on the outside, doing a fabulous job as Dalton moves up behind Jamie. Man, these guys are really battling it out. Somebody wants the lead here really bad.
Lap 40 of 195. Stage number 1 coming to an end on lap number 51.
And these guys are going for all the points right now, Chris, let me tell you.
Man, they are definitely turning it on. Jamie Walker gets a little loose coming off the corner. The 41 taking advantage along with the 10. Here comes the 6 of Paulson getting to the inside of the 88. And Adrian Pedra having some blinking concerns once again, and that is causing that smoke in front of the cars. And here comes the 22 of Brad Collins, the 88 going backwards, Rick.
And that he's definitely doing as the number 2 there. Jacob Hopi working that U-Haul machine on the inside. He's able to get around the 88. And they're not done yet, Chris. They're going to keep going. Jamie Walker falling way back here right now is the 67, Anthony Mahone. Trying to capitalize this a little bit if he can, but not able to do it there. Hayden Wheeler right behind him. That's for the top 10 position right there.
Jamie Walker all the way back to 8th spot. Adrian Pedra, your race leader right now with Dalton Kilrow and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin in tow. We're behind them. It's Derek Paulson, Hank Caston, Brad Collins, Jacob Hopi. And man, oh man, look at these guys go. You can tell the stage is coming to an end soon.
You're absolutely right, Chris. And we have one that is sitting right now in the infield care center. I'm going to bring up the Shermanator real quick. Oh, actually, no, we're under caution.
Caution on track, and it's going to be, it looks like Anthony Mahone in the 67 facing the wrong way on track. We're going to go back and take a peek and see what happened. Yeah, I've got to push the right button, though.
I just got into the wall. That's terrible.
Yeah, we're watching it right now. The 67 being followed by the 4. That's Hayden Wheeler. He was running in 9th spot when this happened. Oh, yeah, gets into the wall. Hayden Wheeler does a great job, comes off from it. And I'll tell you what, Malone does a great job, too. He tries to hold it up. Oh, and the 86 comes in, gives him a tap.
That was the killer right there.
No fault of his own. The 86, no place to go, but Mahone trying to do the right thing and stay up on the wall. Couldn't keep it there. We go over to race control.
Hey guys, we need to calm down. This is the opposite of what we should be doing. Settle down. Let it stretch out like it did in the beginning of the race.
All right, gentlemen, that one was on the 67. Did what he was supposed to do, which we appreciate. Kept it in the wall going down the backstretch. Once he hit the safer barrier, came down across the 86's nose, turning himself, bringing out the caution. It's going to be on the 67. That's an EOL first strike.
EOL first strike is the call from race control on the number 67. And pretty obvious too, Rick. I mean, he did what he was trying, what he was trying to do was the right thing, right? He was in the wall. He had that wheel turned to the right, tried to stay there, but there's a jut out on that wall, which he probably wasn't expecting. That forced the car down onto the track, and unfortunately, it looked like Terry may have gotten a piece of that as well, Terry Foster. Rick, go ahead and grab Corey Sherman as we are under caution. Still Corey Sherman in the TRJ Karting Infield Care Center.
Driver the number 3 Savage Edge machine, Corey, the Shermanator. Sherman, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, man, that was quite unfortunate for you. What's going on out there?
Yeah, that was first time I've ever done that, and money shifted coming out of the pits.
Do you think you're going to be able to get back out there, bud?
I had 30 minutes of repair, so I don't know if I want to wait around for that. I might just watch the broadcast.
Oh, there you go. I mean, you could always maybe, hop out, hop back in as a spotter for one of your teammates, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna work with those guys. I know Backover got a little damage in the one incident. Noah and Terry are doing pretty good, so stay in there, help those guys out.
You got to keep Terry nice and calm and cool.
Oh yeah, that's always tough every week.
That it is, my friend. Hey, listen, unfortunate for you here tonight at Atlanta. I was pulling for you, man. And anybody out there on that 3 you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to, I think they're doing a watch party in Outdoor Resorts Orlando. My parents are down there with a bunch of their friends, and I think they're tuning in to watch it because there's no NASCAR on except for eNASCAR.
Well, hey, that's the only NASCAR we really need, buddy. Listen, it's really unfortunate for you there tonight. Hi to the parents in Florida. You guys are doing the good thing, having fun. And hey, listen, you can say that you have a Facebook page. Just so you know, it is in the chat for people to click on and follow.
Oh, yeah, everybody check out savageedge.com too. Go to the TNA Motorsports store and pick yourself up a shirt or a koozie or anything you want. We can make you.
Well, there you go, buddy. Hey, listen, unfortunate for you, but we look forward to seeing you out here next week as we head to Homestead.
All right, yeah, I'm going to go do some car bombs.
There you go, buddy. Good luck.
All right, see you guys.
Corey Sherman in the 3, out for now, maybe out for the race. But, man, I don't know if that guy ever doesn't have a smile on his face. You could hear the smile on his face there, Rick.
Yeah, you really could. I mean, he's out there, not the night that he obviously wanted Chris, but, he's just going to shrug it off and help his teammates stay nice and calm. And, Terry needs that every now and then. Good old Terry. We love everybody here, but, we love Terry.
So it's setting up to be a little bit of a shootout here. They cross the start-finish line to work lap number 48. Adrian Piedra going to be your race leader. But Rick, lap 51 right around the corner. That's the end of stage number 1. I don't know why it didn't switch over for me. Well, whatever.
That's all right, but we're back under green. Ooh.
Oh, that's why it didn't shift over for me.
That's okay. Adrian Piedra getting a really good restart there, Chris. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin looks like he might have spun his wheels just a little bit. He's starting to fall back there a little bit on the inside lane as Jamie Walker working the outside right now. Gets around the 10. Here comes Hank Caston.
Oh, yeah, we got a battle brewing in behind these guys. And it's starting with Hank Caston as he tries the inside of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. The 5 can't get there. Hopi right behind him in the 2 car. And they go nose to tail. Adrian Piedra, your race leader right now, Rick, with 48 laps complete. Working lap 49. And again, with that blinking concern out of the number 78 machine. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Get your racing fix on every Sunday night here with the Blazing Pedals. TRJKarting.com, K&N Series.
Skittles, if you go to SavageEdge.com and you talk to Corey or just hit him up on Facebook, he can make you whatever. I actually gave him the idea because he does have some TNA Motorsport shirts, and it's actually kind of cool because I actually had a hand in painting Terry's car. And it's on a shirt, so I have to get one of those. I mean, it's hard because I want to get all of them, so I'm going to have to work up to that. But, I was talking to him. I was like, what about making stickers for you guys? You can have the free with the car. And he's like, oh, yeah, I can do that, man. Just let me know what size you want. I was like, okay. So I bet you if anybody can do it, the Shermanator can do it.
Rick, as you were talking, Dalton Kilroe takes the lead, and we are on lap number 51. If he can hold on for just one more lap, we're going to go under caution. He will be the stage 1 winner. Because Dalton Kilroe showing some of that late stage speed in that number 41 car. And man, oh man, is he showing some speed. Here comes the 88. The 88 trying to get up there. The 88 to the inside. We're going 2x2 for fourth spot. Meanwhile, the 41 working turn number 4. Going to cross the start-finish line. Your stage 1 winner, Dalton Kilroe. Dalton Kilroe the stage 1 winner in that Daddy-O's machine, powered by the Turn 3 Racing Network engine. And it is getting it done here as we go under caution one more time, this time for a stage end. And Dalton Kilrow, your stage winner. Great first stage out of this one. Stage number 2 getting ready to start up here. It'll end on lap 102.
And I have a feeling pit road going to be very, very busy.
Oh yeah, they're all going to come. And speaking of, we're going to step away for just one moment. Going to let these pit stops happen. Guys, we're going to be right back around this corner. Don't you dare go anywhere.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And we are back. Stage 1 in the book. Stage 1 winner, the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. And looks like most of the pit stops have been completed. And I believe Rick is trying to catch up with the 41 car.
You want to give me to get him the commentator curse? I see how it is.
There's no such thing. I'm just saying.
There is Dalton Kilrow, driver in the number 41 Daddy-O's Barbershop machine. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy.
10-4, boys.
Hey, I don't want to talk too much about it, but obviously the car feeling pretty good. And it is very fast out there tonight. Congratulations on winning stage number 1.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely car's pretty quick. It's really going to be a battle of saving tires and having the cautions fall. Oh, hopefully not having the cautions fall, but if they do fall in a decent spot, it's just going to be a battle of tire management here. Those guys who can save the tires will be better on a long run and can play a little bit of strategy, you know, maybe take like fuel only or something like that. So it's definitely going to be the battle of the night.
Perfect, man. How's that setup feeling out there?
Oh, it feels great. Mark does a good job making the setup as always, and it rotates nicely. It doesn't get too tight. If anything, on old tires, but full fuel, it actually gets a little loose. And I think you saw some guys just chasing up the track because it's kicking out on them. So it's definitely a lot racier than some of the other setups I've raced, and I like that.
Perfect, man. Well, hey, listen, is there anybody on that 41 you'd like to thank there for winning stage number 1?
Obviously Daddy-O's Barbershop for being my main sponsor. They do a lot of good stuff. You guys for the Turn 3 engine. It's working well. Haven't heard any issues coming from it, so you should be good. And I'm racing with Blake Decker, Corey Blevins, Nick Akie, and there's one more I'm completely forgetting. Yeah, Hayden Wheeler. Duh. I just want to punch myself in the head for forgetting that one. But yeah, those guys are doing good. We're going to keep each other calm.
All right, brother. Well, hey, listen, congratulations once again. The lights on the pace car are off, so I'm going to move you back down with your Lost Cost Racing team members, and good luck.
Thank you.
That was the driver of the number 41 stage 1 winner, Dalton Kilrow. AJ and PJ
Happy with the car.
Yeah, AJ and PJ are going to be starting on the outside. Inside row number 2, going to be Derek Polson. Brad Collins to his outside. Jamie Walker restarts this one in 5th place to his outside. Blake Decker in the 92. I want to thank everybody for coming out on a Sunday night to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the TRJKarting.com Blazing Pedals K&N series as we get ready to go back under the green flag, and the 41 wastes no time. Rick, he is gone.
Yeah, gone he is, Chris. I mean, he just takes off away from the field there. Now, that could be not a good thing. He doesn't want to leave too big of a gap there because it's going to allow those guys to get a run. And let me tell you, Pedra, very, very fast. Of course, Paulson's up there. Jamie Walker breaks back into the top 5, sitting in 4th right now. Brad Collins sitting there in that number 5 position.
Side-by-side action for 7th place. Opie down on the inside, takes it away from Hank Caston. Here comes the 4 of Hayden Wheeler. Wheeler now to the inside of Caston, trying to take away a spot. Hank Caston follows 2 positions relatively quickly to Blake Decker and Hank Caston. Drop back a little bit further in the field, and we start seeing some 2x2 driving. Andrew Beach out there in his number 71, trying to get it done. He's following the 76 of Rick Thompson. Thompson involved earlier in an incident, received an EOL, trying to get it back now. And Beach just trying to hold on. He's one of those guys this season, Rick, just hasn't had the start that he has been looking for. Really would like to get it going here today at Atlanta. Jeff Price in the 14 with an aggressive move down to the inside of the 92. He makes that stick, and the 76 of Rick Thompson follows him through.
And Blake Decker kind of just stuck there on the outside lane, Chris, with not much help. So Blake Decker starting to fall back right now, currently sitting in 14th position. Got big bad Brian Dees knocking on his back door right now in the 17 machine. 17's looking on the inside here, getting a good run there on Blake Decker. Here comes the 44, Aaron Bach, over to follow him right through the hole. As of right now, Blake Decker hanging on to 15th position, but here comes the 44.
And behind them, it's the 73 of Casey Campbell. Campbell down to the inside of Blake Decker. Skittles, just to let you know, the shop is still open. We are working. Rick is not, because, well, his wife is due any day now.
And we had some contractions today.
I'm good.
So it might not last until next Sunday.
Definitely don't want to have him around if illness is a problem.
Sarah, you're absolutely right. We got 134 laps still left to go. For Jeffrey and Beach, still got plenty of time.
It'd be good to see Andrew get up there a little bit into the fray.
You got to remember, last time he was here racing with these guys, Chris, they were driving around the trucks around these tracks, and decided this season to go back to the K&N car. And honestly, I think the racing's been a little bit better, and they've been doing a great job.
Yeah, good move to get away from the truck. I hear the trucks are kind of a handful right now. '41, Dalton Killo, your race leader. He's being followed by Derek Paulson, Adrian Peter, Jamie Walker. And look at this, man. This is some tight driving here from second on back. Opie bringing up the rear of this little pack. But I'll tell you what, these guys racing really hard. Opie sitting in 7th spot. He is putting on the challenge. But the 10 on the outside trying to get it done. That's Taylor the Butcher Benjamin working the outside of Brad Collins. Collins trying to hold on in position. Here comes the 2 of Opie trying to make his way up through it. Hoping that down line is a better line to be in. And they looking 3 wide, going 3 wide right now. And then they straighten it out. Hope he says, nope, I'm going to stay right here. We're going to stay 2 wide. And man, that was,
I agree.
Sometimes, Rick, I just don't know what to say. And that was one of them. To get all tense, you know?
Oh, I know. And right now, man, Hope, he's got his hands full right now in the number 2. And I want to apologize. I said that it was the U-Haul. Well, the paint has changed. Moving help this week on that number 2 machine. Looks like he's got it all settled out now. Now he's got the 10 of the Butcher on his crosshairs to try to catch up to him. Good to see Hope doing a good job.
This track, you have to be so smooth here. Oh, we might have something going for the lead.
That we do.
And a little correction on a name. It's Hoppy.
Hoppy.
Not Hoppy. I was saying Hoppy. You were saying Hope. It's Hoppy.
I like Hoppy. I like my Hoppy in a bottle, a can. You know, we'll never forget it.
Here comes Jamie Walker. Battle for second spot. Dalton Kilroe has it. And Jamie Walker to the inside, looking to try and take it away. Derek Paulson, your race leader. Paulson in the 6 car. Trying to get up there and show him how to get around this track. And the 88 says, you know what, boys, I know how to get around this track. I've led 25 laps. I'll show you. And he is trying to get up to the front right now. We're on lap number 69 of 195. Just 127 laps to go here on a Sunday night. Got one slow on the apron. A huge field starting tonight, Rick. 40 race cars, 37 still on track.
That's better than the real guys over in NASCAR.
Yeah, and they're putting on a better show, too.
That they are. Listen, I think Paulson, I mean, he has been working hard all night long to get to where he is right now, Chris. Currently leading this pack in his top flight racing machine. Doing a fabulous job, but I think he smelt the brownies that just got delivered over here to the Hammond Hotel.
You know,
I think Walker wants one too, maybe.
Here's the problem, okay? You keep telling me about the food that gets delivered. I have no food getting delivered.
Oh. That's because you're over in the Lagoo Lounge. That's why.
Well, yeah.
That's where the beer is.
Yes, sir.
You got homemade brownies and cold milk.
Don Kilroe in the 41 starting to slip back as the 88 of Jamie Walker puts a little pressure on the 6 car. Your race leader, Derek Paulson. Paulson has done a good job so far. He's led 4 laps, and the 6 car definitely fast here. That top flight number 6, but the 88 looks down to the inside, trying to recapture that race lead. He's led more laps here tonight than anybody at 25, trying to make it 26. Clean pass for the lead, and Adrian Pedra right on the back bumper of the 6 car. Pedra has been fast all night long here. The Butcher right there in screen, running 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great race here tonight from Atlanta. There have been some cautions, can't worry about those. The racing has been awesome. Top 8 drivers split into 2 groups. Second group being led by Jacob Hoppy. Hoppy in the 2 car, running in 5th spot. He's got Dalton Kilroe right behind him, along with Brad Collins and Hayden Wheeler. Wheeler starting to lose touch with that group just a little bit. Has to put the foot to the floor to try and catch him back up. But he does have Brad Collins in his sights. You see a couple of cars coming off in pit road. Some pit stops are starting to happen here. Lap number 74 of 195. Remember, stage 2 does end at lap 102. That information available to you on the top left-hand side of the screen. I want to go ahead and thank everybody once again for tuning in to the Turn 3 Racing Network. I can't thank you guys enough, and I will never stop. Without you guys out there, this would be for nothing, and we really do appreciate you coming out to support not only our leagues, but our little network.
The drivers really appreciate it, Chris. I mean, a lot of these, they go back and they watch the replays after the race. Maybe tomorrow, while they're at work and things are slow, or, even a lot of them tonight. And, they really do enjoy it.
And they get to read the chat and all that stuff that happened during the race. And, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool deal.
Dalton Kilrow moving up past the 2 machine. Here comes the 22 of Collins. Poppy moving backwards just a little bit.
Third
These
place.
cars sound so good.
How they do. Third place, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin getting on the back bumper of the 78. Meanwhile, Jamie Walker starting to spread out that lead a little bit. Almost 0.6 of a second for the 88 machine. And they go down. He's starting to deal with what could be a lap down car. That's the 16 of Ian Habiak. Habiak goes up top and leaves plenty of room for Jamie Walker to go on by. And here comes the Butcher as he takes over second spot. He's to the inside of Ian. Ian suffering by not having his live spotter, not having his normal rig, and only racing on one monitor tonight, Rick. That's a lot to try and deal with as far as changes go.
Oh, it definitely is, man. I can't imagine what Ian's going through right now. I mean, you get so used to everything and the muscle memory and where everything is, and you hop onto a different rig, and it's just totally different. It really throws the drivers off.
The Butcher in second spot. Pedra and the 6 of Derek Polson start to battle it out for third. Polson to the outside. The 78 maybe starting to woe up just a little bit, Rick. Those tires might be going away as Polson on the outside swings that baby wide, and he is trying to get by for third spot. He does.
And Pedra kind of hanging on for all that he possibly can, Chris, but I think you're right. I think those tires are just really tired. And they're screaming to be changed. They're waiting for that next stage then. Here comes Dalton Kilrow now looking on the inside of the 78. Now the outside.
New race leader as the 88 comes down pit road. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin hangs on. He is your race leader. A little pit strategy going on here during stage number 2 as the 88 comes down pit road on lap 79, gives up the lead to Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. You see the 85 coming down now onto pit road, and I believe that's going to be the story as we are in the midst of a very long green flag run here during stage number 2. Jamie Walker coming off from pit road to rejoin the field, but the 10 car able to get around him. So the Butcher is motivated. He is running strong right now in that 10 car. His teammate Derek Polson in the 6 running in, oh, I'm sorry, that's wrong. I'm gonna have to back myself up as Dalton Kilrow in the 41, your stage 1 winner, running in second spot right now. Brad Collins in the 22, running in third as pit stops are definitely starting to happen. We see a bunch of them on pit road right now. And the 41 of Dalton Kilrow trying to figure out a way to try and catch the 10 car, or is he going to come down pit road, Rick? We have yet to find out. Or we're working lap number 82 of 102. Excuse me.
Well, one thing
102 is the end of stage 2.
End of stage 2. 83. The one thing I'm noticing, Chris, these guys coming down very fast pit stops, so I think a lot of them are just grabbing some fuel.
Well, remember there is a tire limit here for the Blazing Pedals, and that might be all you have anyway.
Yeah, you got to save them for that late race. I mean, stage 2 is going to be ending here shortly. Get a little bit of Sunoco racing fuel in there. to get you to that stage. Then you can go and get some fresh rubber. And then you want to kind of save a set or maybe even two there for the last spin. That's going to be crazy.
A lot of strategy going into tonight's race as the Butcher holding on to that first spot. We're going to go ahead and get on board with the Butcher as he turns a lap here. Going past pit entrance, he's standing out one more time. And you'll on board now with Taylor the Butcher Benjamin here at Atlanta. You see the cloud coverage here. It is keeping the track a little cool at 95 degrees, way down from its top of 102. And here comes your race leader, the Butcher, coming on pit road. So the Butcher decides enough is enough. He surrenders the lead over to Brian Dees. Big bad Brian Dees, the 17-year race leader. And he has led one lap here so far. The last lap after the Butcher comes down onto pit road. The 17 assumes the race lead. Brian D is last down pit road, 32 laps to go, Rick. So he has not taken a stop here. Yeah, and here he comes.
Now he is.
And that may surrender the lead to this man right here in the Dodge, the 46 of Fred Thompson. If he stays out, he'll get credit for leading a lap. No.
It was great hearing about Fred Thompson last week there on the grid walk, Chris. Just amazing gentleman right there.
So with everything working out, Jamie Walker may be your race leader when this all pans out. And it looks like that's exactly what happens. Jamie Walker being scored as the race leader. He's led 32 laps here tonight, Rick, by far the most of anybody. And that 88 machine is getting it done.
Well, you know, after Danica retired from NASCAR, GoDaddy had to go somewhere. And I think they picked the right person to go with.
Yeah, I think you're right. The 88, ooh, with a big blink. He's gone, Rick. I don't see him anywhere. Now he comes back on the screen. Wow, a big blink. And here comes the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe with a huge run, looks to the outside. I think the 88 knew he was in the middle of a blink, Rick, and may have let off the throttle. And the 41 trying to take advantage as he goes up to the outside. The 41 at the line. Wow. Being scored with that lap. My goodness, the 41 takes the lead away from the 88. And look at that, the 78 of Adrian Pedra sitting in third spot. These guys been battling for this entire race side by side still for the race lead between Dalton Kilroe and the 88 of Jamie Walker. Kilroe, Walker side by side coming out of turn number 4 down the front stretch. Kilroe with the lead this time again.
Both those drivers, man. I bet you both of all their hands are nice and sweaty. Probably got a little anxiety, but I can guarantee you that they all have a smile on their face right now.
Oh, this is what they come here for every single week, Rick. The thrill of the competition. And it is getting better and better every Sunday night here on the Blazing Pedals. The 88 now takes over the race lead once again as Jamie Walker just ahead of the 41 of Dalton Kilroe as we are under caution. And it may be Rick Thompson in the 76. It is, as he comes to a stop on the grass. We're going to go back and find out what happened to Rick in the 76. We're watching now the 76. As he was up towards the front, battling it out with the 7 car. Oh, the 7 comes down on him maybe just a little bit, or he came up. One or the other. We're going to have to find out. And you know how we find out about that, Rick? We go over to the race admins.
Just exit out of the grass there.
It looks like the 7 gets loose and comes down while he's coming up. So that's going to be a close one.
Yeah, Ty, I'm just glad I didn't hit you there.
See what you see.
I'm looking at it right now from both cars. So let me see. 76 comes up into him from what I'm seeing, because watch Chris's cockpit view. He's not loose because he's not fighting to catch it.
Oh, he's loose. I can see his tail kick out. He's definitely loose.
Nah, I don't know, man. I don't see that. That one's hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's turning to the right, so he was definitely loose. But I don't know, man. I think he just give that a racing incident there because it's so close. I mean, he's just coming off the corner naturally. It's not like he's drifting up or pushing up.
I mean, 76 did come up an awful lot, though, too.
No, he has to.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I'm really seeing.
I mean, he comes up really, really, really late off the corner. That's a racing incident as far as I'm concerned.
All right.
He kept it pretty low. I mean, he couldn't keep it to the grass.
Do you just want to EOL them both?
No.
No?
I think racing incident, nobody gets the EOL, right?
Well, yeah, nobody gets the EOL. Or, you know, what was that other rule we had where we give it to both of them?
I think it's just nobody. I think that is the rule. Racing incident, both gets it, but there's no strike. Isn't that what it is? I don't remember.
That's what it is.
There's a 9 at.
Trying to go look, see what lap it was.
But that would be the 76's second offense. But it doesn't matter if it's a racing incident because there's no, like, it's just EOLs.
There's no strike.
All right. I'm okay with that because that was, I think, both their faults, if anything. So, all right, I'll call it as both of them.
Come on, Nick. Up here.
All right, guys, that one was taking us a little bit because we're going to declare it as a racing incident. That was between the 76 and the 7. 76 is coming up off the corner, but the 7 looks like he gets loose and comes down into him. It's basically real close, so we're going to call it a racing incident. In that case, both the 76 and the 7 will receive an EOL, and that is no strike.
So it took a little while for Control to get through that one, Rick, and it's going to be a racing incident. And I think that's fair, as both drivers were kind of turning into each other due to some issues that the one was. So the 7 was a little loose, so he had to turn down a little bit to try and correct. And Fred was maybe a little loose, or excuse me, a little tight off that corner, and he drove up in. So racing incident being called by race control as the pace car lights are off, getting ready to go back under the green.
That was definitely a tough call. I mean, I looked at it a couple different times too, Chris, and I was like, man, I'm glad I'm not up there having to deal with that right now. That's just good, hard racing right there.
I would have just blamed you and gotten on with it.
That's what normally happens. Hashtag Wreck Rick. I haven't forgot about that.
Hashtag Wreck Rick. As we go back under the green flag, the 88 of Jamie Walker assumes the race lead. Dalton Kilroe trying to hold on for second spot, but he's got Adrian Pedra, and Pedra has been wicked fast here tonight. Pedra to the inside takes over second spot over Dalton Kilroe. Under caution very quickly at once again. And we've got Jeff Hartline involved with this one. David Bennett was involved, and maybe Deshaun Gorham. We're going to go back and figure it out. Oh, it started way up in front, the 13, and I couldn't make out the other one. So let's go over to David Bennett, see what he's got going on this restart. Kind of a loose restart, Rick. A lot of cars not really side by side there towards the end of the field. 45, very slow to get going. Oh. We got one car turned into the 13, and then Heartline gets into it with the 85. Let's see if we can pick it up here. May have been the 46 machine. 45, he just 45, yeah, spins his tires. That's what gets him slow.
Oh, it looks like the 4.
Yeah.
Hayden Wheeler.
Yeah, it looks like it was Hayden Wheeler, unfortunately for him. Oh, no, it was not. Hayden Wheeler was up closer to the front. All right, well, we're under caution. I don't know if, well, we'll go and check it out, see if they get it figured out.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just mad at, I mean, it makes me mad that Aiden's trying to push it like that.
I agree, and it's wrong, but it's that's not his fault. I mean, he's just racing, and to me, that the 40 just comes down more than the 4 does. Or more than the 4 goes up, I should say, so. That's going to be on the 40, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys, that was between the 4 and the 40. What happened is the 40 comes down across the 4's nose and takes himself out, getting into the right rear of the 13, bringing out the caution. So that is going to be on the 40, and that is going to be an EOL first strike.
All right, so this one on to Sean Gorham. As we are sitting here under caution, lap number 98. Rick, 102 is right around the corner, and that's going to be stage 2 end. And look who's up front. The 88 of Jamie Walker.
Yeah, right where he wants to be, Chris. I mean, he's got some really hard, tough competition there behind him. Pedro's been trying to do everything that he possibly can. I see a couple little blinking issues again going on with the 78. But man, Walker just charged right back up to the field. Takes over the lead, and I don't know if anybody can stop him right now. It's going to get real interesting here pretty quick.
Well, stage 1 winner, Dalton Kilroe, sitting in 3rd spot right now. And this restart going to be very important. It's going to be put the pedal down to the floor and go. Huge lineup of cars here tonight. Blazing Pedals putting on a hell of a show. 40 vehicles started, 37 still on track and racing. Very impressive.
Very impressive. I mean, the caution is starting to add up, Chris, right now. 6 cautions so far. One of those was for the end of stage number 1. So really 5 cautions, 22 laps, 15 lead changes tonight, man. It's been amazing.
Jamie Walker with 42 laps led has led more than anybody else here tonight. Pedro and Dalton Kilroe, 2nd and 3rd place runners, both have led 18 laps. As the pace car lights are off, Rick, we're getting ready to go back under the green flag, but it's not going to be for very long as stage number 2 going to be coming to a close.
Yeah, a little shootout situation here going on in Atlanta tonight.
Track temperature up to 90 degrees, so it is starting to warm up. You see the sun shining hard on the track right now. A little bit earlier, there was some overcast. Right now, sun is shining.
Yeah, iRacing's done such a good job with all the weather and everything, man. It really comes into play now. It's amazing.
And you do notice, Rick, too, that the grandstands are empty. Blazing Pedals putting on, no, blazing pedals, making sure that social distancing happening here for Sunday night. As we go back under the green flag, Jamie Walker assumes the race lead, and here comes Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe on the inside of Adrian Pedra, able to take over second spot. We're under caution again, and this one could be the stage finisher. Aaron Bockover, hood is up, and oh boy, let's go back and take a peek, see what happened with the 44. Oh, the 45 comes off the wall, gets into the 44. Nothing Bockover could do about it, and it just continues to keep going. So a shame there for Bockover, who's driving around with the hood up. And Jamie Walker appears to possibly be taking stage number 2. We'll wait for race control to let me know. As we are working lap number 102 right now, at the end of this lap, it should be Jamie Walker who is the stage 2 winner. And I don't know, Rick, this might be a bit of a blessing for the 88 as the 41 was coming.
Yeah, he was. I mean, Dalton Kilroe just went crazy out there tonight. That 41 looking really strong.
For all of his problems last season, Dalton Kilroe has really changed it around this year. He has been a contender in just about every single race here this season. So Kilroe really digging these cars. As we're working into turns 3 and 4, when we go by the start finish line, I believe Jamie Walker going to be stage 2 winner. A couple of cars coming down pit road that are maybe laps down, but your race leader and winner of stage 2, the 88. Of Jamie Walker is your stage 2 winner. Rick, I think we better get him up here pretty quickly.
Jamie Walker, you got Rick and Chris up here in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you guys. Go ahead.
Hey, man. Well, it looks like stage 2 is going to belong to you, man. How does it feel out there?
Feels good, but yet now I'm going to feel pretty crappy here because I had to stay out here and we're getting ready to go back to green here next lap, and I can't go down pit road to get some 4 good ones, so we're going to be out here hanging out for a little while.
All right, man. Hey, well, listen, congratulations on taking over stage number 2, and hopefully we'll be talking to you here at the end of this thing.
10-4. Thank you, guys.
Man, that's going to be tough on Jamie. I mean, he wanted to come down and get 4 new Dr. Feelgoods and unable to do that. So we're going to be out there on old tires. And that's where it's going to get a little interesting. But if anybody can hang on and race with these boys, it is the 88 GoDaddy machine that is being piloted by Jamie Walker. So looks like the lights are going off on the pace car. We're getting ready to do one more lap here, and then we're going to get going. And man, just a strange thing, turn of events there. Good thing came down earlier, got some fuel. We're going to be restarting on lap 105. The checkers are going to be coming out at the end of 195. With 91 laps left to go, he's got to hang on for as much as he can, and then he can go down. I mean, at least he knows that he has an extra set of tires, so that is a good thing. One thing that's going to be real interesting in my eyes is going to be this restart here. Jamie Walker, we call him Mr. Restart for a reason. He can get those things down and he'll be gone. But right now, Dalton Kilrow on his outside in that 41, looking strong. Adrian Pedro right there behind the 88. As we come out of turn 4, that pace car down pit road, and the green flag is out. Jamie Walker just abusing those tires just a little bit more, takes over the lead, or hangs on to the lead. Here comes Adrian Pedra there in the 78, taking over second place from Dalton Kilrow. And man, old tires or not, it did not matter for the 88 on that restart.
Now, when you have a fast car, Rick, you have a fast car, and sometimes tires are overplayed a little bit. But it does, it does matter. I don't want to make this saying that it doesn't, as we're under caution here. Looks like the 73 maybe of Casey Campbell. Oh, and the 92 also involved in that. We'll go back, figure it out. '73 to the outside. That's Casey Campbell. He's got the 14 to the inside. The 92 right behind. That's Blake Decker. Oh, he just gets loose. Comes back into Decker. Decker slams into the wall hard. And then Decker does the right thing. He tries to keep it there and then can't. Oh, man. T-Bone City. As here we are under caution once again so quickly after the restart. Rick, we're going to go over to listen in on race control.
Knockover. I don't know if he alt that forward. He don't know how to do that.
He manually disconnected, so he quit.
I mean, he was like.
So who are you putting that on?
73. Clipped him and got him in the wall is what I would do. I mean, Blake was just trying to save the car. The 73 caused it to clip him and put him up in the wall. And
all right, guys, that one was between the 73 and the 92. 73 gets in the right rear of the 92, putting him up into the wall. And then when he pulls it off the wall, he gets in the 73, which brings out the caution. That one is going to be on the 73, and that's an EOL and first strike.
EOL first strike on the 73 is the call. And Rick, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but Sam has a new mic, and man, does that sound good.
Yeah, I have noticed that. It does definitely sound good.
All right, so some pit stops have happened under this caution, and that lets Corey Blevins take over the lead. And, you know, Rick, at one time, Corey Blevins was a lap down, very slow, and now look at him. He is the race leader. He's being followed by the 14 of Jeff Price. Anthony Mahoney sitting in third spot. Noah Van Hoot in fourth. Dalton Kilrow, fifth spot. So some drivers we haven't really talked about all that much are leading the way here at Atlanta tonight.
And, you know, that's a good thing, man. I mean, you know, we know who the top guys are, the guys that are always racing up there towards the front. So these guys are really starting to get better week after week, Chris, showing that they can do what they have to do. And I enjoy seeing that.
Sarah out there a little bit ago saying, come on, Jeffrey. Well, Jeffrey's sitting in second spot. And guys, again, I want to thank you all for coming on out here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the TRJKarting.com Blazing Pedals K&N Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It's brought to you by TRJKarting.com, and that is your #1 online source for karting components, engines, and safety gear. They have a huge selection for the novice to the professional and a dedicated section for sim racers. No matter how you do it, your desire and passion to go fast fuels them. Their focus is to put their customers into victory lane. Make sure to check them out at trjkarting.com and make sure to give them a like on Facebook. Tell Tim that Chris and Rick sent you. Pretty cool guy.
And very missed here tonight, Chris. I mean, I love going into that live spotting channel, but Ian doing a little vacationing down in Florida. Went on a road trip by himself, him and his brother, I believe. Grew up so fast, man.
They do.
So fast.
They do. It's okay, buddy. You got this.
I know.
You'll be all right.
Listen, one good thing is that Tim's saving on the Pepto this week in Hotlanta.
True enough. We're in the middle of turns 3 and 4, getting set to turn this field loose once again as the pace car lights are off. Corey Blevins in the 24, going to be your race leader on this outside. Going to be Jeff Price in the 14, the 67, Anthony Mahoney in 3rd, and Noah Van Hoot in 4th as we get ready to go one more time here from Atlanta. In the 24 of Blevins gets a great restart. The 67 of Anthony Mahoney trying to work the inside. Jeffrey Price stuck on the outside. Mahoney takes over second spot. Jeff Price stuck on the outside, needs to get it down, and he does. Right to the back bumper of the 67, goes down to the inside, almost making contact. Falls back in behind the 67. Jeff Price, a man on the mission right now.
Well, wasn't it the first caution the 14 was involved in, Chris? His hood popped up. He able to get it back, you know. I'm pretty sure it was his car, wasn't it?
Josh Kane hanging. Yeah, it was, Rick. Hanging out with the wife. Thought he'd pop in to say hi. Hi, Josh. Really do appreciate you stopping in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I know you will. Oh, the 14 gets in the wall. Jeff Price gets in the wall, and the field behind him spreads out. He's able to hold on, Rick, and I don't know how. Speaking of guys that have been able to hold on, look at this guy right behind him. In the 21 car, that's Marquis Smith, who was involved in an earlier incident, the damage on the left door to prove it. And look at this. He is running in 4th, now 3rd, as he gets in front of the 67 of Mahoney. He's bringing the 6 of Derek Polson along for the ride, and the 88 may be taking a peek. These guys going 3 wide out there, and this is unbelievable.
Sarah, we agree with that comment there. What an outstanding job by everybody, though.
Unbelievable stuff here from the Blazing Pedals. As we got a blinker out there, causing some fake damage, not real. Corey Blevins out front, man. He is doing a great job. Go ahead, Rick. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Blevins is doing a great job, Chris. But that just reminds me there, Adrian Pedro, I was watching him there quite a few laps ago, and he blinked, and that's exactly what happened. He actually ended up inside of Kilroe's car, and then I saw the back bumper fly off, and then a second later, I raced and corrected it, and his car looked great again.
Yeah, it does happen. Ladies and gentlemen out there on YouTube, no matter how you're watching it, make sure you know where that volume button is. Make sure you turn it all the way up to 10. Make it 11, because we're going to turn it up as well. one more time to turn it up here tonight, and man, the sights and sounds just incredible. I love it. Unbelievable. Corey Blevins, your race leader. Second spot belongs to Jamie Walker. Third to Derek Paulson. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin in his 10 car, taking over fourth spot from Marquis Smith in fifth. Jacob Hoppy in sixth spot. Jeff Price, Anthony Mahoney, Hank Caston, Andrew Beach rounding out the top 10. But the story right now, Rick, is Corey Blevins. Blevins, your race leader, and the shark noises are starting to happen.
You know, they really are, Chris. I've been watching the in-car cam there of Blevins, and he has got a really good line going through here at Atlanta. And then when I panned out, I was like, oh, boy, here comes the 88. And, I mean, Jamie Walker on a massive move right now, man. He is catching the back bumper there of the 24, starting to peak on the inside just a little bit. Had to back off just a little bit there, not quite able to make the car stick where he wants it quite yet, but man, he is definitely on a tear right now.
Simulating 500 miles here from Atlanta tonight, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Running half fuel, half the distance.
Oh boy, I think I got somebody in the infield care center that you're going to want to talk to.
Yes, we do. Bring him on up. It is the driver of the number 92, Blake Decker. Blake, Chris, and Rick up in the booth, bud, and this is not how we want to be talking to you.
Oh, man, it's a rough start to the season so far.
I'll tell you what, bud, that 92, it was looking like a little bit of a ping pong ball out there tonight. Not much of your doing, just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. What was going on out there?
Yeah, that seems to be a reoccurring theme so far. I think the last few races have been ended short. Accidents not to my doing. Just say there's a certain group of drivers right now who have targets on their backs, and some had a few choice words for me. So I'll just have to take it into my own hands for the rest of the season. I'm tired of getting run over.
Well, sometimes you do. Just, you know, when you're exacting a little revenge, make sure not to take yourself out at the same time.
Yeah, I got that. Just wanted to say hi to you guys. I miss you guys. It's been a while.
You know, I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I've been having scoring issues all night and camera issues. Okay, I think I can finally get it figured out. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, Blake's in the infield care center. Well, actually, Blake's not in the infield care center, folks. He is actually talking to us live from his race car as he's sitting in 13th and now, 13th position.
21st.
12th position. You're 21st?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boring.
He's just out there, you know, for a Sunday drive, Rick, in the 92, and he's chatting away with us. He's last car on the lead lap, though, so that's something, Blake.
Yeah, it's something. I guess I'll try and make the most out of this.
Well, I don't normally do this, but the right rear, heavy damage out there, acting like a sail on that 92 right now. Is that something you're feeling in the car?
Yeah, it's all around really sluggish. I think I got some right front damage. It's pushing real bad into the corners, but guess I'll just truck through the rest of this.
Yeah, right front damage as well. You're absolutely right, as we saw the right front there. All right, bud. Well, listen, stay out there, get the laps done, and let's get some points out of this one.
Yes, sir.
All right, Blake Decker, driver of the number 92, checking in with us while he's racing. Listen, you're not supposed to text and drive, but
I'm trying to figure out how he was doing it, man. I'm like, okay, I get it.
That's something else. Meanwhile, the 88 is your race leader once again. He's led 55 laps. That's Jamie Walker, and he has been on fire. He won stage number 2 and now leads the race. Stage 1 winner was the 41, Rick, and the 41 is I'm looking for him in the scoring, and I don't see him.
I would like to try to help you right now, Chris, but I mean, Jamie Walker is leading the race right now, correct?
Yes.
Okay, well, he's showing 7th on, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, second place belongs to the Butcher. Sometimes, folks, this happens when you have such a big field. I hate to put it on that, but it's true. Scoring can sometimes go a little crazy on us. Got a fan out there for Marquis Smith. Well, there he is in the 21, running in 11th spot. Big bad Brian Dees on the outside, running in 10th. So this is a battle for position. And Marquis Smith trying to get that 21 car back up into the top 10. Can't quite do it as he falls in line behind Dees. Marquis Smith involved in a very early on caution as evidenced by the left front door. Now the right front is also banged up on that car. And he'd like nothing more than to spend about 4 minutes in pit road to get that thing banged out. Travis McChesney, haven't said his name all night long in the 85, rounding out the top 15 in 15th spot in the Rick's, what do I want to say here? The Rick's Swimming Shorts 85. I think that's what we're going to call it.
Yeah. I still got to take a picture of those so I can send it to him.
Well, Jamie Walker opening up a bit of a lead here, Rick. 1.2 seconds over second place runner Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. We go down further into the pack just to take a peek here. And we know the last car on the lead lap is Blake Decker in 20th spot in 19th. It's that 73 car. That's Casey Campbell, a good looking car. Pretty clean too. He was involved in a little bit of an incident earlier on, but didn't suffer a lot of damage out there. Ahead of him is the 4 car. That's Hayden Wheeler. Wheeler running in the 17th spot, and we are under caution. What was that number, Rick?
24.
That's Corey Blevins. And let me find him on the scoring here. Corey Blevins, there he is. And yeah, a little bit of damage to the right side. We're going to go back to instant replay and see what happened. So Corey Blevins in the 24 has the 5. Oh my goodness, it was yikes. It was like the 24 was maybe trying to slow down to come down pit road, and the 5 absolutely jacked him in the right rear. We're going to go over and listen in on race control.
I know somebody hit Hayden because Hayden said I was pitting.
Hey, start, please. Found it. Middle of the back step. No, you're up in front of me.
I can't see it. Who else was involved?
I don't know. I'm trying to find it.
01, let's go.
Yeah, because Hayden's just gone for me.
No, it was.
Got to pass me 01.
Oh, the 24. Sorry. Oh, you kidding me? That Derek hit him?
Nah, it's Hank.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah, that one's pretty much cut and dry.
Yeah. I mean, he called it out. You got to be aware if he called it out. That's your fault.
Received the black flag. 01 didn't get by me in time.
He's just, man, all these cars are disappearing. Irene's got to fix all this crap, man.
Did that really?
All right, guys, that one was between the 24 and the 5. 24 calls out that he's pitting, and the 5 gets into his right rear and spins him around. That one's going to be on the 5. EOL first strike.
Okay, pretty cut and dry as we saw it. A 5 just absolutely hard into the rear end of the 24 machine of Corey Blevins. Hank Caston. I'm not sure what happened there. A small, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one, Rick. It was awful odd. Definitely not the way Hank is normally driving. So maybe just a lack of, I don't know.
Well, you know, it's hard, Chris, because as we heard from race control, you know, Blevins actually called out that he was coming down pit road. Hank Caston just kind of in a zone right now. I mean, if nobody's ever driven in iRacing before, there's little things called the black box, and what that black box does, you can set it to tell you, you know, who's close by. It's like a relative box, and it's really nice. But sometimes it is hard, especially if you're in a VR. I do believe Hank Caston does have VR. To have that set in a position to where you can read it good, I mean, it's tough because I know, like in my VR, when I try to set up all my boxes, I don't want it anywhere near the windshield or where I need to really concentrate on stuff. So it might be up to the top or off to the side a little bit where I glance at it every now and then. But you know, it's tough because you don't see those numbers on the back of the car. They're so small, so you really got to know who you're racing around.
Rick, as far as your problem is concerned, you can try that. It may work for you. Under caution is the time to do it anyway.
Yeah, my scoring. I'm gonna do that. I'll be off the mic for a second.
So, new race leader Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, as Rick is trying to fix his issues here tonight, and the Butcher in his number 10 car, your race leader. A bunch of different race leaders here tonight. Nine of them. 9 different race leaders. Unbelievable. Now the Butcher, this is going to be his 9th lap led when we go back under the green flag. Pace car lights are off and we are getting ready to go. Jamie Walker, Derek Paulson, Jeff Price, Jacob Hoppy rounding out the top 5. That's going to make Sarah have another heart attack, I think. 14 starting to the outside. Not really where you want to start. Even though you got the 88 in front of you, the outside, you can hold on for a little while, but you do wear out those tires a little bit quicker. I'm not sure this is the stage of the race or you want to be wearing tires, but here we go. Under the green flag, the Butcher gets a good restart. And the 88 trying to hold on for second spot. He falls back in line. Paulson gets in line behind him. The 14 of Jeff Price maintains 4th spot. Jacob Hoppy in the 2 car, maybe starting to put a little pressure on Jeff as the 2 car looks down underneath. And here comes Hoppy trying to get side by side, heading into the corner. Hoppy in the 2, Price to the 14 to the outside. Here comes Hoppy in the 2 to the inside, trying to take away position. Here comes Big Bad Brian Dees in the 17. The 17 now to the inside of Price. Price going backwards as he's got a couple of cars lined up on the bottom side. Now is the time to get down. He does. Cuts off Brian Dees, and that run ends. Jeff Price back to 5th spot, but stops the bleeding as we go back under the caution. And it may be, oh boy, it could be. We're going to go back and figure it out. But it looks like it may be Marquis Smith. Oh, goodness. Horrible restart for Marquis. And the 67. Oh, boy. Yeah, it was just bad all around right there. But I don't believe that's what brought out the caution. Let's see if we can figure this out here. Oh, we had a blinker. We had a blinker, and it's the Sham Gorham. And you cannot even read the number on the side of his car. We'll go back and see if we can figure it out. And unfortunately, it looks like it's not even going to let us see it. So, tough one. It's going to be a tough one. We go back live. We're going to head on over to the race control, see if they saw it better than us.
Ran into the back of him. He's trying to get in the pits. Bam! Ran in the back of him.
Yeah, 16 comes out about right here. Oh, it was Brandon Dennis, looks like.
Pace car on the backstretch.
It was Ian. Ran into the back of him. He's trying to get in the pits. Bam! Ran in the back of him.
Yeah, 16. Same
Coming
deal.
inside. I'm coming inside. I'm coming in. The motherfucker. Woo! Sorry.
I don't know why everybody keeps blanking out so fucking bad, dude. Yep.
All right. Well, the 16 gets involved in it. We know that much for sure.
It's for certain things and then not throw cautions for other things. So.
And tonight is being a little bit rough on race control. A lot of blinking going on here tonight. Just not helping these guys kind of get to it. but the 16 is the call on Ian Habiak getting into the back of another driver. Again, it looks like that driver was going to come down pit road, and then as soon as it happened, boom, blink again. So not sure. Unfortunately, again, like I said, this one going to Ian Habiak in the 16. Meanwhile, your race leader, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, Jamie Walker in second spot, Derek Paulson, Jacob Hoppy, and Jeff Price, your top 5. Skittles watching this on the big TV. I like it. Hopefully quality is there for you tonight, Skittles. I want to thank everybody once again for coming on out to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the TRJKarting.com Blazing Pedals K&N series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. No place I'd rather be on a Sunday night than watching some Blazing Pedals, and these K&N cars so far this season have been an absolute blast. Rick is off right now trying to fix his computer. And again, sometimes that happens when you have such a big field. It just really messes up scoring. I've been lucky on my side being able to keep up with it. And guys, I want to be able to keep up with you too. If you've got a favorite driver, it is getting close to that time. I'm going to start asking with 50 laps to go. That's 3 laps from now. 50 laps to go. I want to know who is going to win this one. If you've got a favorite, now's the time to let me know. Top Flight Computers has 2 cars in the top 5. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin and Derek Paulson. The Butcher has not had a great start to this season. Would love to try and capitalize on this first place run he's got going right now. Pace car lights are off. We're going to get ready to go back under the green flag. Oh, if it's at 27 and it's not loud enough, that means you got room. Crank it up. I dare you.
All right, so I got everything reset. We'll see how it goes.
Just remember, some of your stats are not going to be showing up right now, Rick, as you had to restart that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it. We've gone, we have 0 laps left to go, and no one's gotten down pit road yet. Something very important, folks. If there's an update in iRacing, make sure you run the graphics config.
Pace car drops down onto pit road, and here we go one more time. The Butcher has control of the field, and he is gone. Takes that green flag and holds on to that first place run. And for second spot, there's a battle between Derek Paulson and Jamie Walker. Walker settles that one quickly as he goes around Paulson. And Jamie Walker to the back bumper of the Butcher. The Butcher looking at the rearview mirror, and the 88 looking to the inside. The 88 of Jamie Walker trying to take the lead one more time. He's got a good run on that inside line, but the 10 is fighting back on the outside. The 88 now by a nose has the race lead. And yes, the 88 at the start-finish line does take the race lead once again from the Butcher. Under caution again here from Atlanta. And it looks like Patrick A may have been part of that one. We're going to go back and find out. We're watching the number 11 who's to the inside. Marquis Smith comes on in and, he gives a little love tap. And the 11 goes around. Luckily, no other damage, though. So Marquis Smith into the backside of the 11. We go over and start listening in again to race control.
Let him save it.
He just drove straight into the fucking back of him. Come on, man. That's stupid, man. I don't care. That's stupid.
Well, it's the first mistake he's made, so I'm not going to put it on him and call him stupid, but it's stupid for everybody.
It's a stupid mistake, is what it is. completely avoidable. I'm just frustrated, man. It's just ridiculous. And he disconnects. Are you serious? Now I'm even more pissed off.
I'm getting out of this race and I stopped in my
And he wasn't even damaged.
Wasn't damaged. Cause a caution and fucking disconnects. Like, really?
I didn't hear what Agent said. What'd you say? Track.
But I'm not going back out on track, but I stopped in my stall, but it took tires.
Yeah, if you're not going back on track, it doesn't matter.
All right, so frustration is definitely taking hold in the admin booth, as here we go again. Few too many cautions for a few too many easy mistakes to avoid, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, when we talk about this, we talked about it a lot last week there. When drivers just get their head out of the game, Chris, they get frustrated. I mean, you make silly mistakes like that and, just unfortunate. And, while I was dealing with my issues, I also got a tweet from driver of the 92, Blake Decker. And he didn't want to be interviewed. He's done for the night. He got disqualified, and that's why his new sponsor is DQ, and that's not Dairy Queen, folks. It's because this has happened to him a couple of times there. That incident limit really coming into play for Decker this season.
Yeah, that's a real shame right there. Really feel sorry for Blake, as he's not going to be able to finish. Marquis joining us in chat on the stream. His race is over, and man, it's just one thing after another. We're going to have to get to the bottom of this, Rick. It's not been great. The racing itself, let's get to this point. The racing itself has been fantastic, and we've had some great green flag runs here. But some of these incidents that have happened on track didn't have to happen. And here we are, watching them happen again this week. Nonetheless, Jamie Walker, your race leader. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin sitting in second spot. Jacob Hoppy in third. Derek Paulson, Ryan Wash. There's a name we haven't said many times tonight, Rick. Ryan Wash sitting in fifth spot. Jeff Price just outside of the top 5 in sixth spot. Andrew Beach running in seventh. Dalton Kilwell, Brian Dees, and Brad Collins in the 22, rounding out the top 10. Jamie Walker in the 88, pacing these guys one more time.
Yeah, quickly, we have Adrian Pedra in the TRJ Karting Infield Care Center, Chris.
Yeah, we know what happened with him. Bring him on up. Let's talk to Adrian. Adrian, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Well, buddy, you had a hell of a fast car tonight, and I kind of heard through race control your mention of getting an extra set of tires. Why don't you bring the audience up to speed on that?
So basically we are only allowed 3 sets of tires, and I came down pit road because I was pretty much done for the day because my CPU just can't handle the new damage model, and I took a set of tires by accident, but it shouldn't count, they told me. So
all right, so that's the end of the 78 here tonight. And again, you had a bad fast car out there, Adrian. It must have felt good for you tonight.
yeah, it felt great. I mean, if my CPU, if I get a new one, hopefully I should be able to run up front soon, but I just kept disappearing like Houdini.
Oh, we were seeing that. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of blinking going on there. But man, when you were solid, when your connection was solid and your CPU was keeping up, oh man, did you have a car out there. Anybody on the 78 you need to thank while we go back under the green flag tonight?
MT2 Esport and Anthony for letting me on his team, and Toyota Camry.
All right, bud. Well, get that thing built up, and we'll see you again next week.
10-4, guys. Thanks.
All right, Adrian Peter, driver of the 78. Unfortunately, his race is done for tonight, and that's a shame, man. When
That's
you
too bad.
when it's a technology limiting you, there's an issue. You got to get that thing solved, get back out there and do what you love. Sometimes it takes a little bit of money to do that, Rick.
and don't we know that all too well?
The 88 of Jamie Walker, your race leader. But here we go, a battle for second spot between Ryan Wash and the 2 of Jacob Hoppy. And Hoppy surrenders that second spot over to the 68, but here comes Hoppy again on the inside, trying to battle it out. Wash to the outside, holding on strong. Ryan Wash coming out of nowhere and now challenging for the race lead against the 88. What a move to the inside.
And Wash been quiet all night, Chris, just doing his thing, and man, now he's pouring it on.
Just like that, new race leader Ryan Wash coming out of nowhere, and he is leading a lap, Rick. That was impressive. That whole string of events, very, very impressive out of the 68 machine.
And I'm going to butcher his last name just because he called me out on it on Discord. There's no N. I can't even do it without saying the N. It's just a Vermont thing. I don't know.
Go ahead, do it.
I don't know if I can. I'm going to feel bad. He's going to hear about this, and I'm going to get laughed at anyway.
Go ahead. I dare you.
I don't know.
Come on.
Washlinsky. There we go.
Washlinsky, something like that.
No, see, there's still an N. I don't know. Washki. There we go. That's Washki.
Something. Hey, look at this. Jamie Walker getting passed again, this time for second spot. Dalton Kilrow in the 41. Starting to open up the power plant underneath the hood. And he has jumped himself up in a second spot, and he has put us some distance between himself and Walker. Walker going the wrong way here on lap 155 of 195, Rick. 41 laps to go. Walker finds himself in third spot. Ryan Wash is your race leader. Dalton Kilrow picks up second spot. Derek Paulson and Jacob Hoppy running in fourth and fifth spot. And then we go back a little further. These guys running too wide. That's Jeff Price in the 14. The 10 of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin trying to get righted. The 85, Travis McChesney trying to hold on the outside, looking to get around the 10, and he does at the line. The 85 takes away a spot from the Butcher. Good racing going on all around the track right now as McChesney now goes to the inside of Price. McChesney takes over a spot. Price starting to go backwards. Here comes another type, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin trying to get it back now in front of the 14. Here comes Hank Caston in the 5, trying to get to the back bumper of the 14. The 71 and 17 are there. That's Beach and D's.
These guys are pulling out all the stops right now, Chris. They're making their moves that they have to make to try to get up towards the front for the end of this thing.
Less than 40 laps to go. Your race leader, Ryan Wash. He's being followed by Dalton Kilrow, 0.4 of a second behind. Jamie Walker, I don't know what happened, Rick, but he's like 3 seconds behind those guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, Chris, and I realized I made a mistake too. It is Ty Morosco with the DQ paint, not Blake Decker, but maybe Blake Decker needs to look into that. I got so many things going on, I totally forgot my paint schemes. These guys changing them every week, man, I don't know. Poor Blake Decker, man, he's just had a terrible last couple of weeks, hitting that incident limit, getting booted from the race automatically. And it's hard because iRacing, I mean, you know, you could get tapped from behind, not your fault at all. And you're going to get an incident point once they rack up. You know, hitting the wall, scraping the wall a little bit.
Jamie Walker sitting in third spot, and I'll tell you, Rick, he is in some trouble right now as the 88 seems to be going backwards just a little bit. Ryan Wash, Dalton Kilrow really are the class of the field right now, with Wash leading the way. Kilrow trying to catch him up, 0.3 of a second behind him. And that's 1 and 2. Go back a little bit to Jamie Walker, Travis McChesney hanging on the 4th spot, Derek Paulson in 5th, Jacob Hoppy in 6th spot, Hank Cass in 7th, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin running in 8th spot in his number 10. Then it's Big Bad Brian Dees in 9th spot, David Bennett in the 13, running in 10th. Just outside of top 10, Jeff Price, sorry Sarah, running in 11th spot. The 14 was having a good run for a little bit, seems to be fading back just a little bit. Andrew Beach in the 71 behind him, running in 12th spot. The 22 of Brad Collins running in 13th. Noah Van Hoot is running his 01 in 14th position. Fred Thompson in the 46 running in top 15. Make it 15th spot for the 46. And Chris Williams being scored one lap down in 16th spot. Casey Campbell, Jeff Hartline, Terry Foster, and Deshaun Gorham all are on track, and that finishes out the top 20. There's plenty of other drivers still trying to get around this big mile-and-a-half track, Rick, but up front, the 41 of Dalton Kilroe takes over the lead from Ryan Walsh, and Kilroe, with that Turn 3 Racing Network engine, is really getting it done out there.
I'm glad you went down through the field because I'm seeing them scoring. I don't know what's going on tonight, man.
Did it for you,
I'm just
bud.
not going to call positions. That's all. I'm just not going to call positions. Except for the number 1, because I know who's there. That's Dalton Kilroe. He got around Ryan Walsh, Waschke.
Oh, Chris Tate. Forgot about the race tonight. Oh, bud.
I was wondering what you were, man.
Hey, next week, okay? I know you got some stuff going on. You got the family business going on, but next week, let's see you on track, okay, buddy? Dalton Kilroe, your race leader, and Rick, he's starting to open it up just a little bit, a half a second over Ryan Walsh in second spot. Travis McChesney has taken over third from Jamie Walker. So Walker truly is going backwards, Rick. I'm going to go check on something real quick here. I don't know what Walker's problem is. He's got tires that are equal to first and second spot. McChesney has slightly newer tires. So this set of tires just not getting it done here. Hank Caston in sixth spot only has about 16 laps on his tire. Everybody else closer to 30. Well, nonetheless, Dalton Kilroe is still your race leader. We're on lap 165 of 195. A caution-filled event again here from Blazing Pedals, but right now we're in the middle of another very long green flag run, and 41 taking advantage of it as he's opened up himself a 0.6 of a second lead, almost 0.7, and the 41 looking very strong once again here. Jamie Walker, the only two-time winner so far this season. Dalton Kilroe would like to etch his name onto that list.
And I mean, I know we got a while to go before the playoffs, Chris, but these guys locking in those multiple wins are just helping themselves out.
Absolutely they are. And, you know, that actually brings... we never did points today, Rick. I don't know what's going on with me here.
It's just a weird night.
Yeah, let's do it real quick, because Kilroe sitting in the race lead. So we're going to bring it up real quick. Jamie Walker, your points leader. Dalton Kilroe second. Derek Paulson third. Corey Sherman in fourth. And the Butcher in fifth spot. Read the rest of the names. But the big ones, the top three, those guys have secured their spot in the chase by victory. And we're looking to have possibly a second driver win multiple races here in this, just the sixth race of the season.
I mean, honestly, Chris, I mean, that actually helps out the drivers, too. If you think about it, if you secure your spot already in the playoff, you can just go out there and just concentrate on the race, you know? You don't have to go, well, I got to win so I can get in the playoffs. No, you knock it out the first few weeks, and now you're good. Now your season, that weight is off your shoulders. Now you can just go out there, have fun. Not that none of these guys are out there having fun, but it just helps, you know, mentally and physically. You can just be like, okay, I got the job done. I'm already in the playoffs. I'm locked in. Now I can go out there, and Jamie Walker's done that. We know he's won twice.
You know what else he's done?
Like you said,
he's done come down pit road, Rick, as Jamie Walker working his way down pit road, and a bunch of green flag pit stops are, I think, coming around the corner. Walker was back down in the sixth spot when he came down pit road. And I believe that was the lowest he's been scored all night long.
And one thing you got to remember, Chris, actually, you took a really quick bio break there, but after stage 2, Jamie Walker was not able to come down pit road, so he was on those old set of tires, so.
26 laps ago, your race leader, Dalton Kilroe, And the question starts becoming, can he make it the distance? I don't think so.
I think we're going to have to, I mean, pit road's going to start getting busy. You're going to start seeing a lot of guys going down, getting ready to go into the pits. As I see a couple of them there. Terry Foster is getting ready to head down in there. Noah Van Hoop, NA Motorsports drivers, team members trying to work their schedule, doing what they have to do. I'm definitely not counting out Walker right now. I know that he took tires on that. He had a 14.3 second pit stop.
You can never really count him out.
No.
But tire strategy has bit him a couple of times. I'm referring back to last season. We'll see about that again this season, but right now, Jamie Walker back out on track, being scored one lap down in 8th spot. Noah Van Hoot ahead of him in 7th spot. So until 1st through 6th come down pit road, they're trapped a lap down, Rick. And here comes your race leader, Dalton Kilroe, coming down pit road. And so does second place runner Travis McChesney. And that may give up the race lead to David Bennett, as Bennett goes across the start finish line. And now being scored as the race leader, he had to get past Dalton Kilroe on pit road before he finally took over the lead. And we do have a leader now for the first time tonight, the 13 of David Bennett. "23 laps to go. David Bennett, your race leader." And he stays out on track to get one of those laps led. There it is, his first lap led of the night for the 13 of David Bennett. He's following Hayden Wheeler. Wheeler in the 4 car being scored 4 laps down, and Bennett just trying to use him right now to help with the draft and save a little bit of gas. Next time by, it'll be 20 laps to go. David Bennett is your race leader. Dalton Kilroe being scored in 2nd spot, Rick. Ryan Wash 3rd. Jamie Walker in 4th position. Oh, big time wiggle out of the 4 machine. Hayden Wheeler gets really loose. And the 13 able to get past him, no problem. Big news right now, Dalton Kilroe being scored in 2nd spot on the lead lap, as is Ryan Wash. Jamie Walker being scored in 4th spot, 1 lap down. So until these pit stops cycle through, we're not really sure what we've got for a race going on here.
It's something that they definitely have to figure out, Chris. We got 20 laps left to go.
Yeah, with 20 to go, David Bennett, your race leader. Kilroe, Walsh, 2nd and 3rd. We're going to go through the field here with about 15 laps to go, but David Bennett doing a great job right now. Hanging on tough on that race lead. His last time down pit road 30 laps ago. Jamie Walker goes around him. So Walker now back on the lead lap. He's got a lot of room to cover. Here comes the 13 down pit road. And this is going to put the lead back into Dalton Kilroe's hands. The 41 of Dalton Kilroe should be the race leader once this cycles through. The 41 into turns 3 and 4. And Dalton Kilroe is looking strong here to try and win again this season. The 41 goes across the start finish line as the race leader. At Turn 3 Racing Network power plant doing a hell of a job here tonight, and has propelled him to the race lead with 18 laps to go, Rick. This one coming to a close here pretty soon.
I'm sure Dalton's pretty happy about that, Chris. That feeling just knowing I got 18, now 17 laps left to go before those checkers fly, and hopefully I'm the first one across that start finish line.
Yeah, that would be huge for Dalton. Ryan Wash having a great points night, running in second spot. And I'm not sure we've seen the end of him. About a 1.4 second lead he's got to overcome. But Ryan Wash is fast out there right now. And there's no cars between him and the race leader of Dalton Kilrow. So the 68 with those chromed out wheels has to try and figure out a way to get around this track a little bit faster to try and catch Dalton Kilrow. Last time by, Kilrow with a 38.62. Ryan Wash with a 39.21. So Kilrow is just a little bit faster out of that race lead position. That clean air getting it done for him. Then Jamie Walker, you saw the top two drivers across the start finish line. Walker still coming out of turn number 4. So he's way back, about 8 seconds, Rick, almost 9 seconds back is Walker with those fresh tires.
Yeah, Walker definitely has a lot of ground to cover, Chris, but still, I wouldn't count him out. 15 laps left to go. It's going to get interesting to see how this is really going to pan out right now. Dalton Kilrow looking really good. Ryan Wash definitely starting to make his way up through.
Now, last lap, Wash was a little bit faster. This time by, again, a little bit faster. So Ryan Wash is starting to cut into that lead just a little bit. See Ian Habiak riding around on the apron, not having the night he was looking for. Currently being scored 5 laps down in 23rd position with 14 laps to go. Let's go through the field a little bit. Dalton Kilrow, your race leader. Ryan Wash second. Jamie Walker third. Derek Colson in the 6 car running in 4th spot. Travis McChesney in the 85 running in 5th. Behind him is the Butcher. The Butcher looking to the inside, maybe trying to take over position. Right now being scored in 6th spot. Jacob Hoppy in 7th position behind those 2 drivers. Big Bad Brian Dees running in the top 10, 8th spot for him. Hank Caston running in 9th. Brad Collins in the 22 running in 10th position. Andrew Beach in his number 71 running in 11th. David Bennett comes out of pit road after leading some laps. Bennett being scored in 12th spot. Noah Van Hoot in 13th position. Casey Campbell in the 73 running in 14th. Fred Thompson in the 46 running in 15th position. Jeff Price in his number 14 running just outside the top 15 in 16th spot. Chris Williams in the 7 running in 17th. Then you got Terry Foster in the 86. He's running 18th spot. Jeff Hartline in the 97 running in 19th position. Patrick Abrahamson is running in the top 20th spot. Nick Okie running in 21st position in his 9. Hayden Wheeler 22nd. And Ian Habiak, we just said, 23rd position. Rick Thompson running in 24th in his number 76. John Perkins running in 25th position. All other drivers on pit road or have retired. We had 40 start here tonight, Rick.
Yeah, huge field. I mean, and like I said, it's great to see leagues grow, Chris. I mean, so many times in iRacing, you know, especially with long seasons. I know we're only on race number 6 here of this season, but, you know, usually you start seeing some driver fall off. But not here at Blazing Pedals, man. Each week we add a couple more, and it's been great. Right now, 10 laps left to go, soon to be 9. Dalton Kilrow passes the start-finish line. They have 9 left to go. Still has a considerable lead up against Ryan Wash, but Ryan's starting to close in just a little bit.
And there you go, with the bad scoring once again, as the gap has actually extended itself, Rick. 2.366 seconds over Ryan Wash. Jamie Walker 9 seconds behind Wash. So that puts him 11.5 seconds behind Dalton Kilrow. Your top 3 spread out pretty far right now, and Dalton Kilrow is pretty much setting it on cruise control.
Yeah, now's not the time, though, to relax a little bit, Chris. I mean, you still got to keep your eyes on the relative box, keep your eyes in that back mirror just a little bit. Right now, Dalton having to get around some lap traffic.
You know how I know this race is coming to a close, Rick?
How do you know?
because this is going to be my last of the night.
Oh boy. Race going a little longer than what we're used to here on a Sunday night, but hey man, it's been good racing.
It's been a lot of fun, and make sure you go over to tojkarting.com. Check out some of the great apparel as we are under caution. Late in this one, that's going to junk the field right back up. Hank Caston pointing the wrong way on the track. We're going to go back and take a peek. It's the 5 of Hank Caston. He's to the inside of the 73, down low. He makes that pass clean. Oh boy. 22 and the 5 get together. The 22 gets into the left rear, and the 5 has a tire that's it wasn't pointing in the same direction as the car was. Let's just say that. We'll go on over to race control and see what they got to say about that one.
Pace car attitude, metal back.
Yeah, I mean, he just gets loose and comes down. That's all him. All right, guys, I was between the 5 and the 22. 5 coming off the corner gets loose and comes down across 22's nose. It's going to be on the 5, and that's a black flag, second strike.
So a black flag, second strike. I believe that's a drive-through penalty, if I recall correctly. And the guy who really didn't want to see that happen, Dalton Kilroy, your race leader, as that just takes away that almost 2.5 second lead he had. And Kilroy, well, let's face it, ain't nobody coming down pit road right now.
Well, this is where Dalton's probably going, man, I wish I had a crew chief, in my ear right now telling me what to do, because probably screaming, come on down, man. Come, it's going to be okay. Got 5 to go.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Dalton.
11 cars on the lead lap. It wouldn't surprise me to see maybe like a couple of those drivers come down. What do you got to lose at that point? Unless you don't have a set of tires, then it's not worth it.
That's the big thing. That's the big question of the night.
Well, Rick, so many times, especially in like a fixed set. Now, this is not a fixed set. It's a modified fixed set, but everybody's running the same. A lot of times you get fuel in the car, just fuel alone, and that'll help the handling of the car.
Yeah, it adds a little extra weight, but I don't know.
All right. It was a rough day for MT2. No doubt about that. Sorry about that, guys. Next week. It's always next week.
Yeah, Morosco, what you need to do is you need to talk to, you got to get with Blake Decker. And maybe switch paint schemes with him. Because he's really the DQer.
Oh, Ty's had a couple of races, including last week, though. So, Rick, my wife was looking at all of our old board games.
Oh, boy.
And I think it was decided tomorrow night we're going to be playing Pandemic.
Hey. Nothing wrong with that. You should throw on maybe some Outbreak on Netflix.
Yeah. Be all right.
Be a good time. I know the stores up here are still crazy. Actually, I got to venture out tomorrow for a few things. Not really excited about that, but we'll get it done for the family.
Go early in the morning. They haven't been that bad.
That's what I'm thinking.
I found a time slot of about 8:30 worked really well for me.
Perfect.
All right, cars are getting lined up 2 by 2 with 2 laps to go when we take the green flag. This is going to get interesting. The 41 of Dalton Kilroe is your race leader. Ryan Wash, Jamie Walker making up the top 3. These cars have been kind of the class of the field here tonight. Ryan Wash, a little bit more on the quiet side, but he is definitely getting it done here tonight, running in second spot. We go back under the green flag from Atlanta for possibly the last time. Now remember, we do have a green-white checkered in our pocket if we need it, but man, oh man, the 41 of Dalton Kilroe, what a great restart for him. And here comes Jamie Walker. Walker up the second spot, and here comes the 6 of Derek Polson. Polson trying to take away third spot from Ryan Wash. This one far from over now. This caution has changed everything, Rick.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, I was just going to say that, Chris. 2 to go right now. Dalton Kilroe doing a fabulous job now. We talked about it. We said, okay, probably not going to want to see this happen, but actually I think it's going to put on some better racing now as the field is figured out.
White flag in the air as the 41 sails it into turns 1 and 2. This 1.5 mile long track has definitely had its challenges here tonight, but it is coming to an end as we're on the backstretch. Heading into turn number 3, my favorite turn. The 41 keeps it low. The 88 takes a peek on the high side. Cannot get a run. It's going to be Dalton Kilroe at the line. Jamie Walker, Ryan Wash going to be second and third. Derek Polson and Jacob Hoppy taking the top 5.
What an outstanding finish to a crazy race here at Atlanta, Chris.
Great finish to a great race. A lot of cautions tonight, though, and you know Mark and Sam are not going to be happy, and I don't even know why. We broke the caution counter here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as it is showing 0 cautions for 0 laps. The thing is broken. It's tired. It says, no, we don't want to play anymore. Congratulations to Dalton Kilroe, Jamie Walker, Ryan Wash, your top 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to step away for just a moment and set up those post-race interviews. Don't you dare to go away. Well, we are back, and it's been a long race, Rick. We did 294 miles, 195 laps here tonight from Atlanta, and finishing in third spot tonight was the number 68 of Ryan Wash, and Ryan joins us up here in the booth. Ryan, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hello?
Hello.
All right, sweet. Just in time.
Yes, sir. Hey, listen, man, it was kind of a quiet night for most of the race for you here tonight. And then towards the end, you really started to make that 68 known. What was the plan coming into tonight? Did it work out for you as well as you had hoped? A third place finish, not a bad finish at all.
Oh yeah, it worked out. It worked out perfectly. I mean, I kind of fell asleep watched before the race, so I started dead last because I didn't practice around anybody, or almost dead last. So I really just wanted to get a top 10 and to be up there battling for the lead at the end. You know, I executed my strategy perfectly, so I'm very happy with it.
All right, but in the 68, again, it was looking, well, you started way back in the pack tonight. Like you didn't even qualify, right?
I did not.
Gotcha.
I didn't even set a practice time either.
Yeah, so no practice time, no qualifying time. You're marred way back in the field. You took your time, made it up to the front. You led some laps, a third place finish. Really not that bad here at Atlanta. Who do you got to thank for your run here tonight?
I think some Sam and Mark. I know I have first-hand experience with what these races feel like when you're up there. So hats off to them for sticking through with it. Hopefully it gets better. Congratulations to Dalton as well. And I want to check out Tactically Inferior on YouTube and Twitch and all that. We've been a little quiet, but now that, you know, we got the coronavirus and everybody's home, we might be a little bit more active. So look for that. And then also, I want to thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
Well, I appreciate that.
You're not gonna thank us after you rewatch this, Ryan, because I killed your last name again.
About 400
Well, did you
times.
try it again? I changed it to Wash just for you.
I know.
No,
It's
he
that
was
Vermont accent. I don't
was
know.
using N. He was using no. He was doing it totally perfectly wrong.
I'll go watch. I'll make fun of you.
All right, Ryan. Congratulations once again, man. That third place finish for you. The driver of the number 68, Ryan Wash. And that leaves us with second place finisher, the number 88 here tonight. Rick, I believe you caught up with him. It is Jamie Walker.
Yeah, Mr. Restart, Jamie Walker, the number 88 GoDaddy.com machine. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you guys. Go ahead.
Now, I know you love interviews. So, what happened, man? I mean, you started out really good, then you fell back. And what happened at the beginning of the race?
I just wanted to back off a little bit, just kind of save some of my equipment there at the beginning there, just let everybody go. And I ended up just driving right back by him anyway, so I was just like, okay, well, I know I got to save my stuff here. So, but yeah, I mean, here towards the end here, that Ryan there, I thought for sure he had better tires than me. I don't know how I got him on the restart, but I had fun there at the end.
Well, you got him on the restart because, I mean, your nickname here is Mr. Restart, buddy.
Oh, okay, that's how it got.
Yeah, you know, and GoDaddy Walker, I mean.
And then come next week, I'll wreck on the restart, right?
No, don't do that. Listen, man, you had a great race. Congratulations on second place. Is there anybody out there you'd like to thank?
I gotta thank you guys up in the booth. Of course, Blazing Pedals for putting the league on. TRJ Karting for help sponsoring it. Skittles, she's a big shout out to her. I also got a good friend, Sean. He's out there. My wife and kids for allowing me to do this every weekend, and yeah, I enjoy it.
Excellent, man. Hey, listen, we enjoyed talking to you. I can't wait to see what you do at Homestead next week, man. But until then, congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Hope to see you again next week.
Thank you, sir.
That is the driver of the 88, Jamie Walker, bringing it home in second spot. Rick, that means we have one guy to talk to. He is the race winner of stage number 2. It is the number 41 of Dalton Kilroy. Dalton, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, boys, I do.
Well, brother,
happy.
Here we go, because this is the second race you've won this season. We're going to etch you up there on the list of multiple first place runs out of a driver this season. And Dalton, that 41, correct me if I'm wrong, but the engine in that 41 was what propelled you to the lead.
Oh, obviously, it was the engine. There was the driver sucks. The tires were dead. The engine power is what got me this win.
Perfect. That's the answer I was looking for. Now, why don't you take me through the actual race?
It started off okay with that first stage win, and then when I got started, I can't even formulate a sentence right now.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
That's about it. That second stage, it was more about just trying to stay clean, stay conservative, don't push the tires too much, and I was luckily able to still get P2 in that stage and get some good points out of there, and kind of made a last second strategy call to, instead of for that quick caution that came after stage 2 was done, instead of take tires like just about everybody else in the field did, I decided just take fuel only and save some tires for end of the race. And that one caution that happened with like 50-ish laps to go really saved me, because I had about 5 laps left of fuel, and I was able to come in, get tires, get caught back up to the field. And everybody else had to stay on those tires and stretch them. And then it was just me and Ryan battling for about 20 laps. Then I got around him, and I was just praying for there not to be a caution. And then with 6 to go, I hear caution, caution. My heart sank, and I figured I was done. And I just had to get the best restart of my life, and that was pretty damn good.
Oh, it was a lot of fun to watch. Now, I kind of alluded to this during the broadcast, Dolan. Last season, you did not have a lot of luck. This season, things are definitely rolling your way. What's the biggest thing you can attribute that change of luck to?
I know one thing is I like these cars a lot better than I did the trucks. The trucks to me seemed a little bit too, I guess, heavy and bulky to drive. These cars are a lot, just a lot nicer, and I've been racing on them pretty much since I've gotten on the sim, so they're what I'm really more comfortable in than anything else. And also just trying to work on being patient, being consistent, hitting my marks. Mark Arthur and Sam, both in the admin booth, have been like trying to drill it into my brain like I'm Frankenstein. Some freaking patience, keeping my head straight, hit my marks, don't drive in over my head, don't let my ego take over. Because whether I believe it or not, I have a huge freaking ego.
That's why you sent me that poster of yourself I have on my wall, right? Signed poster.
I remember no such thing.
Oh, okay. We won't talk about that then.
But it's just a lot of patience and trying to save the tires and be just extra careful, give and take. That's probably the biggest thing that we've been trying to preach this season. Just give until it's truly time to take, with like 5 laps to go and it's go time. You're 10 car lengths from the lead, and you're ready to go. Just a big give and take battle. That's about all I have been needing to work on.
I think what he really wanted to say, Chris, was, well, Chris, I wake up every morning and I piss excellence.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and it might be true, because now he has joined the list with only one other driver as multiple race winners so far this season. Congratulations once again, going out to the 41. Who do you got to thank on that thing, Dalton?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, for stage 1, Daddy-O's Barbershop, they're amazing. You guys for the broadcast and the engine. Without the engine, I could not have won this thing. Gotta thank my teammates, Blake Decker, Hayden Wheeler, Corey Blevins, Nick Akier, and Ryan actually wasn't in our little voice chat. I guess he doesn't set up his TeamSpeak or something when he starts the race, but he was still kind of there with us. Gotta thank Mark and Sam for doing what they do up in the admin booth and putting up with the caution fest, which as much as I'm glad we won, it's kind of bittersweet with as many cautions as we had. So I'm just hoping we can kind of get that figured out. And everybody for coming out and watching the broadcast. TRJ Karting, Top Flight Computers, just anybody that helps make this league great.
And there's a big list of people who make this league great, among them the drivers. Dalton, thank you very much for coming on out tonight. Congratulations once again for winning tonight at Atlanta.
Thank you.
Congrats, buddy.
And that was the driver of the 41, Dalton Kilroe. That leaves us with just one more thing to do, Rick, and that's to go through the race results. And it's a long list here. So let's go through it here as soon as I get rid of that stuff. My goodness, there's so much going on.
Yeah, I mean, I would help you with this, but I got like 3 number 4s. I have 2 22s, a couple 23s, 24s.
That's okay, buddy. I got you covered. In first place again, Dalton Kilroe, Jamie Walker, Ryan Wash, your top 3. Derek Polson pulling out a great 4th place finish here tonight. In 5th spot, it's Jacob Hoppy, Travis McChesney, Andrew Beach, and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin finishing in 8th position. In 9th, it's Brad Collins, followed by Brian Dees. David Bennett, Noah Van Hoot finishing in 12th position. Jeffrey Price finishing 13th. Fred Thompson, Hank Caston, and Casey Campbell, your top 16. In 17th spot, Terry Foster with Chris Williams, Jeff Hartline, and Patrick Abrahamson in 20th spot. In 21st, it's going to be Nick Okie and Hayden Wheeler, Ian Habiak, Rick Thompson in 24th. 25th belongs to John Perkins, Deshaun Gorham, Anthony Mahone, and Ty Morosco in 28th. In 29th spot, Marquise Smith, Corey Blevins, Corey Rutherford in 31st, and Blake Decker unable to finish in 32nd. Brandon Dennis in 33rd, Adrian Pedro 34th, having some connection issues here tonight. Brian McRae in 35th position, Aaron Bockover 36th. In 37th, it's going to be James Hatcher, Corey Sherman, James Mullins, and Trenton Sneed rounding out the field of 40 cars here tonight, Rick. It was a good one, and we look forward to next week.
Yeah, we're going to be heading to Homestead, man. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Tune in every night just about here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Guys, we always got something going on. You know that. If you're looking for a t-shirt, we do have some limited quantity, limited sizes available. Make sure to touch base with Roger Muth in the booth. And on Facebook, he'll tell you what we got. And remember that is going to a good thing too, as we do need a new camera pack. I want to thank everybody here from the Blazing Pedals. I want to thank everybody out there in the audience who watched here tonight. And it was a bit of a long one. A lot of cautions, Rick, and that's something that these guys are going to have to work on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. And you know that race control is going to be all over these drivers for next week to try to clean it up a little bit. But until then, man, I'm going to pack up the Hammond Hotel and get it down to Miami, Florida.
Absolutely, guys. Keep it safe out there. Make sure to wash your hands. And, this corona virus, it's something to watch out for. And make sure you do. I want everybody to take care of themselves. And until next week, you all have a great, great night.